Okay. Sekejap.
Macam sebenarnya jadi slippers lah.
Jadi apa?
Jadi macam Jimmy Global. So this is our size.
Okay, boleh tutup. Phillip Island berapa L ah?
Sorry?
Phillip Island berapa L?
Dua.
2
Dalam Phillip dia bukan dalam Island.
Okay.
Chatbox kita ada FB
Ada.
Nanti kalau nampak steward slot dalam chatbox boleh terbuka. Kalau dapat chance.
Sekejap. Klik ni. Nak hantar dalam WhatsApp rasanya. Aku unmute dulu
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to round 5 of the XOX Esports Challenge. We're getting closer to the end, ladies and gentlemen. This is the penultimate round of the championship and things are getting hot at the top end of the leaderboard. My name is Matthew Palmer and with me in the studio is Encik Bob. Apa khabar, Encik Bob?
Hai, apa khabar Max? Oh, baik, saya khabar baik. Diam tak diam kita ada di round yang kelima sekarang
Betul. Dan track yang boleh kirakan track legenda jugalah.
Betul. Track antara yang aku selalu tengok track ni, tak sangka pula kali ni kita bakal melangsungkan XOX Esports Challenge 2020 di track ini di Phillip Island.
Yeah, that's right. Just like Bob said, we are at the Phillip Island Circuit, the home of the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. The MotoGP boys rate it as one of the best circuits to go racing on, and now we are going to get unleash the MX-5 cars out onto the track. They're very quick, very fast and flowing, a few tricky braking areas and a lot of flow. This is a real old school track and I think the guys are going to like it a lot.
Zero Blinker Spa. Hello Max, hello Bob. Hai abang Zero Blinker.
Yeah.
Okey, yang baru menyaksikan live streaming ini, tolong like, tolong subscribe dan juga tolong share, yang mana kita bakal bersiaran setiap minggu, setiap hari sama macam ini. Terima kasih.
Yeah. So, and also do keep your eyes out on the prize. So for those of you who've watched the stream all the way through, like those pages and get ready to share the stream because we have some interesting giveaways to give out. But now we're going to have a quick chat about our media partners. Galeri Kereta has some awesome merchandise that's out now, including their wonderful face masks, some fantastic forever rolling t-shirts, which look really nice with those BBS 3-piece wheels on them. Love 3-piece wheels. And of course, Kancil Edition. Tahu tak yang kereta pertama saya sebenarnya Kancil?
Oh!
Boleh dikirakan dalam kategori kaki KK lah.
So yang tu kita kena dapat, kalau macam tu Max kena dapatkan merchandise daripada Galeri Kereta tu, yang edisi kancil tadi.
Edisi kancil tu. So dengan topi tu, dengan edisi kancil tu, poof. So do head over to the Shopee store as well. You get some fantastic deals on all of Galeri Kereta's merchandise. Galeri Kereta, one of the top automotive lifestyle platforms out there. You should check out their videos, check out their Facebook page, and do check out their merch. Some pretty sweet stuff.
Jangan lupa, Galeri Kereta juga ada dekat YouTube semestinya.
Yes. Yeah. And so are we. Just to announce, we are now streaming on 3 different platforms, as well as with all of our partner pages and sponsor pages. We're also going to be streaming not just on Facebook, but on YouTube and on Twitch. So hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Twitch as well to get all the latest news. It's a very exciting thing for us to be able to bring in yet another broadcasting option for you. But now we're going to have a quick look at the amateur class top 10 drivers. Afizul Jai in the lead by 10 points. So Kamal Ali still has a good chance of catching up, and Zikri, if he keeps his head up, should have a chance as well. But it's all going to come down to this race. It's going to be one of the most important races for the season for the amateur class, guys. Kalau boleh kirakan Afizul Jai tu, kalau dia dapat menang ataupun masuk dalam podium, kemungkinan besar dia akan menang championship.
So yang ni, maknanya round kelima ni kalau dia menang je, next round tu memang dia dah secure position dia.
Dia boleh kira lagi secure lah, walaupun dia orang boleh kejar secara matematik ni, tapi sekarang 10 markah tu kalau Afizul Jai ada buat kesilapan ataupun Kamal Ali buat kesilapan tu, boleh ada implikasi yang agak besar lagi lah. So the distance between these drivers, the top 3 drivers, still not comfortable enough. They're still within 10 points of each other, and Zikri is still within 20 points of Afizul Jai. So there is still a mathematical chance for Zikri and a very serious chance for Kamal Ali if he can defeat Jai Bluebird.
Ya, itu sebabnya sekarang ni kedudukan mata Afizul Jai adalah 69 mata. So Kamal Ali hanya kurang 10 mata di belakangnya. So aku rasa malam ni Jai kena buat sesuatu untuk memastikan Kamal Ali tidak berjaya memintas ataupun ialah perbuatan apa-apa pun dia jadi. So stay tune, tunggu malam ni.
Ya, dan bukan saja Afizul Jai. Just looking through the list as well, Lloyd Lachlan will be looking forward to having a good race as well at the front of the field. This is his home track, Phillip Island. He knows the place like the back of his hand. He knows every single inch of this track, so it should be interesting to see how he gets along as well. Simon Sanchez and Surin Savaraju from Macau and Singapore respectively, they are looking to have a good result here as well. Shamil Norafuddin slowly but surely rising his way back up through the field. So a lot of other drivers that could come into the race to try and get that top 3 position, and might actually spoil a few parties up at the front of the field.
Okay, itu dia tuan-tuan. 10 top driver kita.
Sekarang, for now, we're going to have a look at the amateur class team standings. Just Keep Racing is at the front with 68 points. They're super reliable, super competitive up at the front of the field, and also very consistent. And that's the main thing for the Just Keep Racing guys. They're keeping 2 drivers up at the top of the standings there, so really pushing themselves along. 86 points. Android King Hyperbulls theoretically could catch them, but it's going to be very hard for anyone else to keep up with Just Keep Racing. Another note there for one XOX TKKR E-Racing Team AM. Would you look at that? Kamal Ali is the only point scorer registered for that team, the only regular championship runner. So it's quite amazing to see how well he's driven throughout the course of the season. He's managed to push himself all the way up to third place in the team's standings. You can see there. We've also put a little bracket there. 67 points would be what Bobby would have scored with Kamal Ali if he was registered for full championship points, which he isn't. He is a wildcard racer, and you should also really enjoy this track. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that goes up there. But shout out to those guys as well. And further down the field, we have Stream.my, Toda Asia, Hyperbulls, Bushwhacker, Veteran MSR, and HMSRT. So boleh kirakan agak menanjukkan jugalah performance 1XOX walaupun dengan satu pemandu saja.
Ya, Kamal Ali dan untuk makluman semua, Kamal Ali bergandingan dengan bos Bobby kita di dalam pasukan 1SOX TKKR E-Racing Team.
Itu dia. So just a quick look down there at the comments there. We had that High from Zero Blinker. Thanks for those shares. Jagjavan Singh says, I'm here to see Sir Savaraju almost total or how to wipeouts. So very, very interesting. Indeed, Govinda Singh says, hello, back to you. Do leave a comment down there below. A lot of the pro guys will be watching this race, and a lot of the AM guys will be watching the pro race. So if you do see your favorite driver down there in the comment section, leave a comment there and you can have a chat with them as well. And do stay tuned because we might have some interesting things going along. But right now we're having a look at Zikri practicing. We were having a look at Zikri practicing, not too sure what happened there. But now we're going around a little bit of a behind the scenes sneak peek there. But as Zikri's magic. TV magic in. So we're now looking at Zikri driving around the track right now. We're going to keep our eyes on him as he goes around the track. A fantastic racetrack here at Phillip Island. That fantastic final corner that's going to be setting up. These cars are known for the slipstreaming, so that final corner coming up to the main straight is going to be a big part of the race of this evening's racing. The slipstream effect is the main thing. Memang boleh kirakan kena ikut rapat-rapat kalau nak potong ke sini.
So macam Max, pandangan Max tentang track ni, awak dah pernah test ke main kat sini?
Ya, saya pernah test sekali dua. Terima kasih kepada Bos Bobby untuk sudi hostkan practice session. Saya dapat juga select masuk spy sikit. Yeah, the best thing about this track is that the MX-5 really does come alive. The balance of the car really suits these high-speed tracks. So a lot of the drivers will be enjoying the track. It's going to be very nice to drive. Memang boleh dikirakan sedap lah. Tayar depan belakang boleh kirakan dia makan secara sama. Dan dia punya driving teknik pun agak selesa. So memang boleh dikirakan cantik lah.
Pastinya aku jangkakan pada malam ini kita bakal menyaksikan perlumbaan yang sangat hebat di dalam kedua-dua kelas kali ini.
Ya, itu dia. So the main points of interest there, the three tightest corners on the track are going to be points of interest there. Honda, Siberia, and the bottom of the Luki Heights hill. But also turn 2 is going to be very, very difficult for these guys. As you can see, Afizul Jai going through turn 1. It's only a lift here, and you're either barely on the brakes, or you're, as Afizul Jai is doing here, left foot braking through turn 1 because you really have to keep the speed up. And now he's going around turn 2. As you can see there's already a car that's gone off the road. It's very easy to go off the track at turn 2 because the car falls away from you so much. Now going down into turn 3, it's a flat out kink. The key is to try and be very gentle with the steering wheel as you're going through here. And now you brake in straight line here for the Honda turn. Very, very critical to get the turn-in point exactly right, and the apex speeds and the exit speeds should follow. Siberia, a lot of drivers just do a quick lift here. Some drivers might use the brakes just to try and rotate the car a little bit. Then there's this very fast, basically flat out S's on the way up to the top of the hill, and it really is about getting the correct racing line through here so that you're on the right hand side, ready to slow the car down just ever so slightly as you go over the hill. As soon as you crest this hill and go onto the downhill side of things, you're going to have to hit the brakes, go down into second gear. You can turn in very early there. course, the wider turn-in does give you more apex speed, but earlier turn-in means that you can actually enter the corner and brake just a little bit harder. Now it's all flat out all the way to the end of the lap. It's critical to use the correct racing line, otherwise you will have to lift. But if you do that perfectly well, you get to go across the line. And let's see what Jai does there for lap time. May have been an outlap. But
Okay.
yeah. But for now, Fizzle Jai is in the 146s at the moment. He's the only driver with a 146.8, and really is going very well around this track. Indeed, boleh dikirakan antara pemandu yang paling laju lah.
146 dia dapat clock
Hmm.
Tapi tak dapat disangkalkan lagi sebab Hafiz Sujai, kalau kita tengok daripada round pertama sampai ke hari ni, beliau merupakan antara best driver di dalam kelas amatur.
Ya, itu dia. Dia boleh dikirakan for my personal sort of opinion, it really does look like Jai is going to perhaps maybe win the championship, and it's going to be a well-deserved win for Jai. And a very well-fought effort from Kamal Ali and Zikri as well. They really did keep fighting quite hard. Shami Azri also did quite well for Just Keep Racing, so it was a very entertaining race. Been a very entertaining season for all these guys. It's going to be interesting to see what their thoughts are come round 6.
Okey, yang mana baru menyaksikan live stream ini, kami minta jasa baik tuan-tuan dan puan-puan supaya dapat saksikan, tonton, like, subscribe dan juga share live streaming ini di laman-laman sosial anda. Mana tahu lepas ni habis kelas amatur ni, kita juga ada menyediakan hadiah yang cukup menarik untuk penonton, viewers kami yang setia daripada dulu hingga hari ini. Ini dia.
Yes. So do remember to hit up all of those Facebook pages, like as many as you can. Most important thing, like Adrenaline Impact, XOX Mobile, 1XOX, the XOX TKKR SAG team, as well as Streamo Oil. Do remember to hit that like button on the Galeri Kereta one as well. As soon as you've done as much of those as you can, do share the stream. Once you share the stream, our little bot that's checking will flick your name up, everything will go through, and you'll be ready to answer the questions. So the question will be coming up during the break later on, but now let's have a look at some of these prizes. A black B59 package with free 3 months bill paid on 1XOX, and also a new USB MNP and 10 gigs of high-speed data to 5 winners. So that's going to be very, very exciting stuff indeed. But the Steel Series gaming headset and the Oppo A93 Plus, those really look nice.
Siapa yang teringinkan handset tu, tekan like. Siapa yang teringinkan handset hadiah daripada penaja kita, sila tekan like sekarang.
Yeah, dan jangan lupa untuk share. So hit that like button and hit the like button on as many of our sponsors as possible, and hit that share and spread that sim racing love around, and pretty soon you will be in with a chance to win. So do stay tuned to the chat box and to the halftime show. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Ya, itu dia. Calvin Singh, apa tu je Bob? Itulah hadiah kita nak beritahu malam ni. Macam biasa, SO1 SOS menawarkan hadiah yang cukup lumayan. Bukan saja kepada pemandu, penonton juga bakal dan juga layak dan juga boleh memenangi jika menang peraduan ini.
Itu dia. So do stay tuned for that. But for now, we're coming into the last couple of minutes of practice there. Afizul Jai is fastest man out on practice, as Shami Azri is in second, Kamal Ali in third, Zainul in fourth, Eddie Adrian in fifth, Zikri in sixth, a little bit further behind than the rest, Sharel Norafuddin in seventh, James Russell in eighth, and Matthew Graham in ninth, with Azrael Nazli in 10th place. So nampaknya memang boleh dikirakan di sebelah bawah tu dia ada bercampur-campur, ada mix sikit, tetapi dekat atas tetap Jai.
Ya. Okey, first time 146 masih lagi Jai Belum lagi ada yang memotong catatan masa terpantas pada kali ini. Tapi aku rasa Azri mungkin Syam Azri mungkin boleh cubakan orang kata push hard sikit untuk mengatasi timing jai tu.
Yeah, there you go. So just another couple more comments. Pico, they're all drivers. I believe he meant to say good luck, but it came out as good lick instead. Panda Gaming there, good lick, eh? And he's just...
Yep. Nombor 10 Matthew. Nombor 10.
Matthew Graham.
Oh, Matthew Graham. Aku ingat kan Matthew Palmer. Aduh.
I was just going to say, if I was racing, I would not be this calm. Mana tahu mungkin lagi heboh sikit persembahan tadi kalau saya tengah racing pada masa tu.
Dia bukan apa, Matt. Sebab dia mungkin ada yang tak tahu. Okey, kepada viewers kami, untuk makluman anda, Matthew Palmer juga merupakan salah seorang pelumba sim kita. Tapi untuk sesi kali ni, dia tak boleh pelumba lah. That's why aku saja gosip dia je. Kali ni, dia terpaksa mengomentarkan untuk sesi event pada kali ini. So, berjawab bersama dengan saya.
Yeah, so terima kasih Bob sudi membuka pintu.
No problem.
Pintu virtual di Discord sajalah pada malam ni sebab terpaksa kan sebab PKP. So we have a quick look at the track conditions there. It's a 4.41 kilometer circuit here at Phillip Island, full-on international grade track. Home of MotoGP in Australia. It's 33 degrees Celsius out there, so quite warm. In fact, it could be just a little bit too warm to see the fastest lap times out there, but it should be very interesting indeed to see how these guys head out around the track. So now we see Zikri is the first man out on track to do his warm-up laps. Now, of course, some of these drivers might take 1 or 2 laps to warm the car up. I've even heard some guys try 3 laps to try and really warm up and get into the flow of things before they really push hard and try and do that qualifying session. But right now, all the drivers seem to be raring to go out. Eddie Adrian is out there. He's the fastest so far in the first sector, just on the out lap as well. So these laps won't count, but we might be able to see if we can see any front runners. Looks like Eddie is going quite well. Zikri is doing all right as well. But quite a few drivers who've gone onto the track. It's a closed qualifying session. That means that each driver will have the track all to themselves throughout this 15-minute qualifying period. We'll be able to jump around the drivers and show you exactly what they're doing, but they will only be able to see themselves out on track, and it really is an opportunity to see if they can do the fastest lap.
Itu dia. Okey, sekarang sudah berlangsung di sesi qualifying yang mana kita ada memberikan 15 minit sahaja masa dibuka untuk semua pelumba cuba membuat catatan masa yang terbaik, dan catatan masa mereka akan menentukan starting grid sewaktu perlumbaan nanti.
Yeah, so like Bob said, it's going to be critical here, especially at Phillip Island, to get a good starting position. I can foresee that turn 2 does tend to have quite a few first lap incidents. Like I said, the track is very difficult at that point. The car wants to understeer off the track and off the road here. As we see Eddie Adrian, he's starting his lap time. Turn 1 is not a problem through here. Like I said, a lift or maybe even just a little bit of a left foot brake just to get the car turned in onto the curb there. But here, this is the problem with turn 2. You are trying to turn in to a left-hand corner from the left-hand side of the road, so you're not using the full racing line through turn 2, and that could be a problem during the start of the race. So it's going to be vital to get a good qualifying performance.
Mungkin kita boleh, anda jangkakan insiden akan berada dekat mana? Kat situ ke? Atau ada corner yang lain?
Kalau kita tengok kat sebelah sini, Honda, kalau saya ingatkan nama corner betul-betul, Honda pun boleh jadi accident zone. Siberia, not so much on entry, but on exit, it could be a potential for accident. And then up ahead here, the next sharpest corner, over the hill, down into that tight right-hander Lukiites, that's going to be a big problem as well.
Ni.
Ya, yang selepas ni sekejap lagi dia akan masuk ke sebelah kiri, lepas tu braking pusing ke sebelah kanan. Ini boleh dikirakan selekor yang paling perlahan.
Ni dia.
So kita boleh kirakan ada 3 danger zone lah. Tetapi selekor kedua tu pun saya rasa paling bahaya lah untuk permulaan perlombaan. So In any case, we wish the drivers all the best of luck and hopefully a clean start to the race. But I know a lot of the drivers will be pushing very hard to make sure they're as far ahead as possible.
Yeah.
So now we see Kamal Ali has done a lap time. Eddie Adrian has done a lap time as well, and it's not going to be quick. But I think these guys might have to do one more lap. Mungkin dia perlukan lagi satu lap untuk dapatkan masa yang terpantas. Tapi dah mula masuk ke dalam 148. Harapannya kita boleh tengok 146 di dalam kategori AM, dan mana tahu mungkin 145. Might be a 146 for the AMs, 145 for the pros.
Tak mustahil ya, kalau tadi Jai boleh clock 1.6, mana tahu boleh shift sikit jadi 145.
Yeah, memang ada possibility di sana. Right now, Shami Azri is the fastest man on track in the first group of drivers. Azrael in second, Adrian in third, Kelvin T in fourth place, Surin Salvaraju in fifth, and Bobby in sixth. Those three drivers definitely would be happy if they could stay in that position, but the positions might change quite a bit there. But it looks like Shami Azri's already done a 146.
Menyamai timing Hafizul Jai sebentar tadi yang berjaya mencatatkan masa sama masa 1.46 saat.
Yeah, so it looks like Shami Azri has already got a 146. It's a 146.962. Hafizul Jai has just gone a 147.014. So Hafizul Jai has got to push a little bit harder there. Kamal Ali is in the 147s as well, 147.965. They are in second and third place. The only two drivers in 147s, and the rest are still in 148s. But I suspect that it's all going to change in the next lap. But it looks like Shami Azri really coming out of the gates fast and pushing the car very quickly indeed.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang baru menyaksikan, ada sekarang menyaksikan kelas awal tu di XOX Esports Challenge round yang kelima. Kami seperti biasa bersiaran setiap hari Ahad di hujung minggu di musim PKP ini. So kami harapkan semua tuan-tuan dan puan-puan supaya baik-baik saja di rumah, jaga kesihatan masing-masing.
Yeah. Do remember to stay safe, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we're going through this very difficult time during the MCO period. We understand that it can be quite difficult, so just remember to wash your hands and stay distant between each other, practice social distancing, and do stay safe. We are all hoping that we can get out of MCO as soon as possible and we'll be able to meet each other again. But for now, do stay safe and stay healthy.
Korang duduk je kat rumah, kami bawakan perlumbaan yang terhebat dan juga paling menarik.
Yeah.
Khas untuk anda.
You stay, like Bob said, you stay at home, we bring the racing to you. Don't you worry about a thing. So sit there and relax and watch the race as it unfolds. Right now, quite a few drivers going quite quickly there. It looked like Matthew Graham was gaining, but it looks like he's fallen back a little bit on the final sector there. Hafizul Jai, he's not been able to go faster. Sharul Jaffa doing quite well, but it looks like he's going to improve his time. Meanwhile, Leong Munfai, he's on his way to improving his lap time as well. Let's see how many positions he will rise on the leaderboard coming onto that famous main straight, the Wayne Gardner straight, as he comes up underneath those two Melbourne banners. Let's see what times he can pull. And it looks like that lap did not count, so he might have had an off track or similar. But Eddie Adrian there is the next guy out on track. We're looking on board with Bobby Farid, Boss Bob, with our Boss Bobby here. Let's see how well he does throughout the course of the lap there. A little bit sharp on some of the inputs coming through there. That's good. You want to be very, very accurate and really on the nose when it comes to going through that section there and on to the start-finish straight. So jom kita tengok kalau Bobby boleh improve.
Bos Bobby berpasukan bersama dengan saudara Kamal Ali dan mereka tag team di dalam kelas ini.
Yeah. So it looks like he has not quite been able to improve on his lap times, but we know he's going to be pushing very hard indeed. It looks like Shami Azri did not have the best of lap times there, but there's a lot more people that are going into the 147s. The top 10 have now managed to get into the 147. Shami Azri still the only man on track who has done a 146.982 or better, so it's really going to be the case that these guys are going to have to push quite a bit in order to try and get as close to Jai and Azri as possible. Kamal Ali is in third place, however, with a 147.121. Now it's only just a case of seeing where Zikri lands. Like I said, there are championship implications there. Kamal Ali right up with Afizul Jai there, and it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out over the course of the race.
Aku betul-betul nak tahu malam ni siapa yang menang di dalam kelas ini. Round yang kelima, jangan lupa.
Ya, so memang boleh dikirakan sedikit lagi nak habis championship ni. So antara Jai dengan Kamal Ali, saya rasa pertempuran dia orang di dalam segi championship memang dah fierce lah.
Iya, betul tu. Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda jangan bergerak walau seanjak sekalipun kerana apabila sewaktu break sebentar lagi, pihak penaja kita akan membuka soalan dan mungkin soalan kepada jawapannya ada sewaktu perlumbaan sebentar lagi. So, jangan ke mana-mana, jangan beranjak walaupun sesaat.
Absolutely. So there's going to be some questions that will be asked in relation to those giveaway prizes from 1XOX. So do stay tuned to the stream and the entire stream, because we may have already said the answers to some of those questions. So do stay tuned for the length of the stream in order to get the best chance possible. We could have already answered the question. We may not yet have answered the question. So do stay tuned for when the question comes out. We will let you know there. So just a few more comments there before we get into the thick of things. 10 minutes have passed in the qualifying session. Shami Azri still on pole position. Looking through the comments, it looks like some good-natured revelry in the comment section there. Good lick, Kavinder Singh. Pico, by the way, is run by Saiful Arifin, so that's Saiful Arifin commenting there. Janganlah fikir lain, Kavinder. So they are really going through all of the comments down below. So don't be too shy. Do jump in there and comment along with those guys and interact with some of our drivers, because like I said, some of our Pro class drivers will be watching the AM race, and some of the AM drivers will also be watching Pro race later on. So do stay tuned and leave a comment to your favorite driver in the chat box down below, and they'll be able to look into it.
Dan bagi pendapat saya lah, macam saya rasa setiap kelas ada pengikut dan juga follower masing-masing. Akan tetapi saling berkait. Mereka akan tetap melihat perlumbaan masing-masing. Amateur akan tengok pro pun akan tengok amateur.
Ya, boleh dikirakan antara fans paling besar di dalam race amateur ni sebenarnya adalah pemandu-pemandu pro juga.
Ya, betul.
So right now, just having a quick look back at the standings. Just to recap, right now the top 10 is Shami Azri in pole position with Afizul Jai in second, Kamal Ali in third, Zainul in fourth, Azrael in fifth, Sharil in sixth, Tarmizi in seventh, Lloyd and James Russell in 8th and 9th place, with Zikri in 10th. So Zikri will have a lot to do to try and close up that gap and try and battle with second place. But Kamal Ali right there, right on the pace, ready to take on our championship leader Afizul Jai. This is going to be very interesting stuff throughout here. So let's have a look on board with Yong Bun Fai.
Yong Bun Fai. Okey, itu dia. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sesi qualifying kita telah pun berlangsung selama 12 minit 33 saat. Ini bermakna ada berbaki beberapa minit saja lagi sebelum kita akan menyaksikan amateur race yang pertama untuk hari ini.
Indeed, and that's Afizul Jai out there. Shami Azri is already off the track. He is in the pits watching, obviously. So Afizul Jai will have this attempt. He really only has 2 laps to try. Maybe he might be able to start a third lap, but he probably won't be able to finish it. So he really only has two more laps after this one in order to try and get back that pole position. 147.014, they're very close to that 146.9 of Shami Azri. He is going to go for it. Let's see what happens on the timing screens.
Jai sebentar tadi 1.47 saat.
Boleh
dan dan sebelum ni beliau telah pun berjaya clock 1.46 dan aku yakin dan pasti starting grid beliau mungkin akan boleh secure top 3 starting grid sebentar lagi.
Yep, betul. So kita boleh kirakan, jom kita tengok apa yang Afizul Jai akan buat. So what will Afizul Jai do at this point? Will he put it all on the line? I'm pretty sure he's going to try his hardest to get that lap time. He's on an out lap right now, or on a second sort of warm-up lap there. You can see 1:48.7, but now he's going to go for it. Foot flat to the floor. He's going to try and overtake the cars up ahead, flat out through turn 1 here. Just a slight lift on apex just to get the car turned in, and now he's all the way onto the left-hand side of the track. He tries to open up the track a little bit. He's gone a little bit wide there. That's going to be bad news for his lap time, but he's still going to be pushing hard because remember, there's only a minute and 30 seconds remaining. Sorry, there's 30 seconds remaining in this lap. So he's really going to have to step on it and try and make this lap count as much as possible. Going through Honda curve there. Will he have enough time? Will Kelvin T or Fizzle or Jasri Junos have enough time? It looks like Jasri Junos might have enough time, but Kelvin T and Afizul Jai, they're right on the limit there. Let's see if they can do it. Adakah dia sempat?
Itu dia.
Not quite quick enough for Afizul Jai to try and finish that off, but it looks like Shami Azri is going to be on our amateur race pole position for this event.
Jai nombor 2 Kamal Ali tinggal dia.
Boleh dikirakan memang rare.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for Shami Azri to come up quickly.
Okey, tuan-tuan, selain Mambai, kita akan menyaksikan pelumat yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju kami bawakan kepada anda abad ini. So, korang duduk je kat rumah, kami akan bawakan persembahan yang terhebat khas untuk anda. Tak perlu keluar rumah, tengok saja apabila kami membuat live streaming seperti ini.
Yes, that's right there. So as the race counter comes down, you can see there Jai already revving his engine, getting a little bit impatient. Shami Azri is yet to grid up. It looks like the rest of the guys have already gridded up as well. So we're just waiting for one more car to appear there, the car of Shami Azri, but it looks like they might not be ready to go out again. Adakah Shami Azri ada masalah ataupun termasuk dalam pit?
Mana pula racer kita ni? Orang dah start dah ni. Racer kasih mari, driver kasih mari, driver kasih mari.
Itu dia. So Shami Azri is the only one on track. There he is. He just about managed to load it in. That was a frightening moment there for everyone else. But now the lights are going to go on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights are on, and it's away we go. It's a very quick start there from the starter. A couple of the drivers there having a big problem, and it's a big crash in the middle of the track. There's big track on the big crash on the main straight there, and there's cars all over the track. This has to be a yellow flag. This will have to be a safety car, but that was incredible stuff there. It looked like one of the cars had a very bad getaway, and that had the big concertina effect in the middle of the pack, which caused a real big accident there in the middle of the track there. So it's going to be very tricky for that. You can see there the graphic from the race steward. Safety car has been deployed. It will try and overtake all the drivers and look for the leader, and as soon as we do that, they will begin to go down. But it looks like Tamizi lost the rear end. Mungkin terlalu kuat dengan accelerator.
Ribut tak ada, apa tak ada, tiba-tiba straight line dia boleh. Aduh yai. Tamizi Yusof daripada Android King tu tak?
Yeah. So I'm guessing he maybe used too much revs. You could hear he's lit the rear tires up, and that meant that he went all over the track trying to chase the car. As the Australians say, they're going gutter to gutter in that thing. But that really set off a chain reaction. A few cars had accidents trying to avoid that wreck, and unfortunately it looks like they have to restart the race behind the safety car. But the 2 Android King cars have been knocked out, which means that is a terrible result for them.
Itulah dia. Dalam perlombaan macam-macam boleh jadi. Straight line pun boleh jadi insiden. Itulah dia perlombaan.
Ya. Tapi kita ada berita yang boleh dikirakan berita agak penting di hadapan tu.
Apa dia?
Kamal Ali. So Kamal
Yeah.
Ali now is up into first place. He had a fantastic start off the grid. He managed to overtake Shami Azri and Afizul Jai as well. Zainul also managing to get a good start there, and Lloyd Lofton up to 6th place. So the top 10 under safety car conditions right now. Kamal Ali in first place, Shami Azri in second, with Afizul Jai in third, Zainul in fourth, Azril in fifth, Lloyd in sixth, Cheryl in seventh, Matthew in eighth, Afiq Fadlan in 9th place, and Surin Salvaraju in 10th.
Itu dia race steward kita. Multiple incident on starting grid. Incident under investigation.
That's right. A special little thing that we're trialing for this race and the final race of the season. We have our stewards live in a special little room there. So they will be looking at all the incidents, jotting it down on their notes. We have a whole bunch of them this weekend. So it's sort of the debut of this live stewarding system where they're able to tell us exactly what is going on in the room right there. So fantastic stuff indeed. Just trying to give you that much more information as to what's going on. But for right now, the race is under caution and under safety car.
Okey, untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan, sekarang telah memasuki lap yang kedua dan masih lagi bendera kuning masih lagi dinaikkan dan juga perlombaan ini di-lead oleh safety car yang mana insiden sebelah tadi membuatkan safety car keluar dan kita akan tunggu keputusan seterusnya.
Indeed. So it looks like there was perhaps a lack of grip out there. Or something that caused a lot of these drivers, because we know most of these drivers have at least practiced a couple of standing starts before the start of the race. So perhaps the track temperature is just a little bit warmer than what they used to, which led to a couple of the drivers having their rear tires spin on the start line. So very, very unfortunate incident there. You could see the effects that it's had, and especially with Tamizi and Jasri there. Real bad luck for them out at the front of the field. Looks like James Russell and Kelvin T having to go into the pit lanes for repairs as well. The car's still under safety, and it looks like they will be under safety cars for quite a bit longer, because there's a group of cars up ahead that we're going to have to catch up to the tail end of the field. So that is the case. We're going to be under safety car until all of the drivers would have caught back up to the field. So all the drivers will line up behind the safety car, and it'll be race ready to go.
Itu dia Kamal Ali mendahului perlombaan sekarang ini, berada di petak yang pertama, perebutan tempat pertama di antara Zikri dan juga Syamil Azri akan cuba memintas Kamal Ali sekarang ini. Apapun masih lagi berada di bawah bendera kuning. Dan perlombaan akan diteruskan apabila litar ini steward kita pastikan litar ini selamat untuk berlumba, dan baru perlombaan akan diteruskan.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the cars now spread out across the field. It'll be interesting to see from the roof position of one of these cars to try and get a look at the safety car to see if the lights are on or off. At the moment there, we can't seem to see the safety car out there on track. That's really rather strange.
Green flag.
So it's green already. There we go. We are going green. Kamal Ali now. We are now at the restart of the race. We didn't quite see the safety car turn its lights off there, but Kamal Ali going into first place. Azri and Jai are going side by side for position. It looks like Shami Azri managing to hold off Afizul Jai, but Afizul tries to go for the inside. Around turn 2, it looks like he's trying to make it stick. Afizul Jai on the inside, Azri on the outside, all the way to the exit of the course there, and it looks like Afizul Jai managing to keep himself up into second place. But Kamal Ali is beginning to pull away at the front of the field there. It looks like he might have this race sorted.
Itulah perlombaan telah pun bermula. Okey, mana baru tadi baru pergi ambil air ke, baru nak tengok baru tengah telan jajan ke? Boleh duduk di monitor anda sekarang ni. Perlombaan telah bermula. Memasuki pusingan yang keempat. Sekarang ini Kamal di tempat pertama, jadi kedudukan yang kedua, Syafiq Azri tempat kedua, Azril di kedudukan yang keempat. Perebutan tempat yang ketiga di antara Azril dan juga Zainul.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that battle shapes up. It looks like Kamal Ali had a fairly good start off at the front of the field there, but it looks like Afizul Jai, do apologize. Afizul Jai is beginning to catch up to Kamal Ali quite a bit there. Sharadora Fuden, meanwhile, he's going sideways. One car had a big accident there, and it looks like that was Zainal Hazim with the car very sideways, and unfortunately it looks like he's clipped another vehicle there. That looks like a very, very scary incident there at the top of the hill, because once the car starts sliding, the track is actually going away from you. It's going downhill, so it's very hard to hold the slide over the top of the hill there. So that was a real frightening moment there, but it looks like he might still be able to continue on with the race. Meanwhile, Sharel Norafude is battling with the man of the hour, so to speak, Lloyd Lachlan. This is his home track in essence. He's raced here many times in real life before, and he really knows the lay of the land around this racetrack. So it's between Sharon Norafuddin and Lloyd Lachlan. This could be a very interesting battle.
Kejo. Sharon Norafuddin, abang KK kita di kedudukan yang ke-6, cuba mengejar Lloyd Lachlan di kedudukan yang ke-5 sekarang ni. Battle for 5th. Sharon Norafuddin daripada Hyperboost Bushwacker.
Yeah, dan nampaknya macam agak battle yang agak kuat juga tu. Looks like Afizul Jai trying to go for the overtaking maneuver. This is for the lead. This is a replay that we just caught coming out of Honda Curve there, and it looks like Afizul Jai and Kamal Ali were battling for positions. Remember, these two guys are also battling for championship honours, like we were said at the start of the program there in the amateur category. These two drivers are the guys with the best shot of winning the championship, and it looks like Afizul Jai really beginning to try and put his foot down to try and get past Kamal Ali. It's critical for Afizul Jai to take home as many points as possible, but it's also critical to Kamal Ali's chances of the championship. This is really boiling down to be a very, very exciting battle there. Afizul Jai really upping the pace in the last couple of laps there. He saw Kamal Ali begin to pull away, and he wasn't having any of it. Now remember, this is a very heavy slipstreaming track, so it's really Kamal Ali is going to have a real hard time trying to keep Afizul Jai behind him. It looks like they're going to go side by side down the main straight coming up into turn 1. Afizul Jai does have the run up the inside. He also has the car behind him to help him along in the draft, and he's going to go in through the inside there. Both cars going side by side. Can Kamal Ali hold his line? It looks like he is unable to do so, and Afizul Jai is now the leader of the race. A smooth move going through turn 1, but it's not over yet. Kamal Ali is all over the back of that car. This is a battle to remember. Coming down to Honda Curve, will either driver flinch? Will there be a move coming into the inside of this corner there? And it looks like it might be for Kamal Ali trying his hardest. He tries to look up around the inside. Afizul Jai goes and defends the position on the inside there, but it looks like Kamal Ali not quite able to go around the outside of the corner. Whew.
Baik. Diorang ni sekarang ni kalau tengok kedudukan mata, Jai 69, Kamal Ali di 59. Tadi tu aku tengok tu dah menarik dah tadi. Sebabnya Kamal Ali seketika berjaya berada di hadapan Afizul Jai sebentar tadi. So, kita tunggu masih ada selagi checkered flag tidak diturunkan, selagi itu Jai tak boleh berada di dalam keadaan yang selesa.
Itu dia. So Kamal Ali right now he's trying to put Jai under as much pressure as possible. He was trying to hold him back a little bit there. Had a good restart throughout the course of the race there, but it looks like Jai is able to pull away just a little bit on the final sector there. That's why he was able to overtake Kamal Ali with such apparent ease, because he got the drive out of the second to last in the last corner. That meant he was able to slipstream. But now Kamal Ali has the slipstream going down to the main straight there. Will he be able to close up coming into turn 1? Will he be able to do anything coming into turn 2 as well? It looks like he's just a little bit too far away from Afizul Jai there, but Jai needing to use the brakes just a little bit. The cars are very heavy right now, and it looks like Kamal Ali has to just put his foot down and hope he can catch up, but Afizul Jai goes off the track.
Apa dah jadi Jai? Apa dah jadi? Jai kini jatuh ke tempat ketiga, berada di belakang Azril pula. Hyperpulse Tornado, Afizul Jai jatuh 3 anak tangga. Sekarang berada di tempat ketiga.
Alamak, ni mungkin ada implikasi yang besar sikit dalam
mata dia tadi, kalau kita tengok round sehingga sekarang, Jai master dia 69, mata Kamal Ali 59.
So there we have Lloyd Lachlan trying to go on the inside of Sharil Norafuddin. He manages to make that move stick, but Norafuddin there, Sharil very close to the back of Lloyd Lachlan, and it looks like he might try and get the draft going through these high-speed S's on the way up to the hill at the top of Lucky Heights there, coming around these high-speed corners there. They're going to climb up the hill here and come into that braking zone for the right-hander. It's going to be very difficult for Lloyd to try and hold them off, but he manages to do it. Meanwhile, Matthew Graham goes in on the inside, and he's going to go side by side with Sharil Norafuddin, and it looks like Matthew Graham is able to get the car up ahead. So that's an amazing battle there for 5th, 6th, and 7th places. So it's starting to look like the midfield battle is getting more and more intense. Now let's have a look at Afizul Jai there. He was battling with the car up ahead. He dropped down to 3rd place because of that mistake. And now he's able to go through. So nampaknya macam Afizul Jai ni dah
mengejar.
Betul-betul masuk beast mode.
Okey, tapi sebenarnya ada gap lagi tau. Ada jauh sikit tau. Kamal Ali meninggalkan Jai jauh sikit. Berbeza macam tadi ialah ada B2B sikit, bumper to bumper. Kali ni aku nampak gap tu agak jauh sikit. So Jai ada masalah sikit lah untuk memintas Kamal Ali pada kali ni.
Ya, betul. Azril Nazli di belakang boleh dikirakan dalam posisi kutip sayur sekarang.
Azril Nazli daripada Stream.my.
Yes, so the Stream.my driver Azril Nazli, he's in a position to capitalize should the two drivers up ahead make a mistake. And we have seen Afizul Jai, normally an unflappable driver, but he had a big mistake there going through that turn 2. We did say at the top of the program that turn 2 could be a bit of an issue for some of the drivers, and it looks like it did claim Afizul Jai, but he's battling away right now. Movinderjit Singh now is the man under focus there, and it looks like he was trying to go in on the inside there, outbraked himself and managed to get the car turned around on the grass, and unfortunately he's lost a lot of places there, but well held. It could have been a much longer, much messier accident.
Pusingan kan, tengok race juga, tapi aku cuma nak ingatkan kepada korang, viewers kita sekarang ni, tengok daripada mula sampai habis. Mungkin soalan yang akan ditanyakan sebentar lagi ada jawapannya di dalam sepanjang live stream ini. So jangan ke mana, tolong dapatkan input sepenuhnya. Mana tahu anda bakal memenangi hadiah daripada pihak penaja.
Yeah, betul. So right now, Bobby Farid and Surin Selvaraju are battling for the bottom placing of top 10. Really pushing very hard there, and they're actually catching up with Eddie Adrian up ahead, who is also side by side with Afiq Fadlan. So this could be a 4-car battle for positions in the top 10 placings. Going into turn 1, they're going side by side through turn 1 there, but it looks like Eddie Adrian just about managed to squeeze ahead of Afiq Fadlan there, although he did leave it late when it comes to that overtake. But over 3 cars going very close to each other, Bobby Farid in a position to capitalize should there be any mistakes up ahead there. But it looks like the next critical point is going to be the corner after this one, coming into that sharp right-hand hairpin here. Up ahead, they're going into the braking zone there. Surin Savaraju looking for braking zone. Afiq Fadlan also looking to try and cover the braking zone there. And it tries to cover each other off, just about managed to get out of the corner in the same position they come in, but trust you me, they are not planning to stay in the same position for long. This is a fantastic battle, and it's this sort of group racing that MX-5 cars are really well known for. As you can see, the track is being covered by about 3 or 4 different groups of cars battling quite hard indeed. But let's see how the battle is going to go around the final 2 corners there, and onto the main straight. That might be the next place to try and overtake Afiq Fadlan there just having a bit of a defensive maneuver there, going in on the inside of Eddie Adrian there, just about managing to keep the car as close as possible to each other, coming through the second to last corner, the final corner. Let's see how the slipstream battle plays out.
Baik. Kini Jai telah berjaya memintas Kamal Ali, yang mana Jai berada di kedudukan yang pertama sekarang ni. Ini dia guys.
And bersentuh-sentuh lagi masuk dalam selika pertama tu. Nampak agak agresif tetapi still clean and nice, neat. Berapa inci saja di antara kenderaan Afizul Jai dan Kamal Ali, itulah
Bau.
style of a champion. So a really, really fantastic overtaking maneuver there. It took a long time for them to set that up, but it was absolutely fantastic indeed. Now Kamal Ali and Afizul Jai, they're still racing door to door, rubbing paint, coming through the tighter sections of the track there. They're still side by side. This battle is not over yet. Or it could be. Afizul Jai goes out wide. And he drops another few more positions, and Kamal Ali remains up at the top of the field there. We're not too sure what happened there, but I'm sure we'll be able to get a look at it in a few moments. Meanwhile, Shami Azri is battling against Kamal Ali. Kamal Ali is not out of the woods yet because he's got another driver trying hard to try and overtake it, coming into the inside, and it looks like Kamal Ali just about managing to keep Shami Azri in his position, in his place there, but Kamal Ali under attack from a lot of drivers, not just Azri, but Azril Nazli there, and Afizul Jai, of course. He'll have to try and catch up with Kamal Ali once more. For the third time this race, he's got it all to do again.
Itu dia tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kedudukan telah pun berubah, yang mana Kamal Ali berada di kedudukan yang pertama, Azri kedudukan yang kedua, Azril di kedudukan yang ketiga, manakala Hafizul Jai jatuh ke kedudukan yang keempat. Aku dah cakap, pusingan kali ni memang kami berikan persembahan yang terbaik, persembahan yang sangat menarik, khas untuk anda.
Ya, kita boleh saksikan tadi Shami Azri cuba memotong Kamal Ali tetapi tidak berjaya. So now we're going to have a look at how these guys are going to go through turn 3 and into the Honda hairpin. Really a popular overtaking spot on the track there. These cars are coming through there. Kamal Ali just managing to open up a slight bit of breather, but it's still not going to be enough to cover off any attacks there. Shami Azri goes for a look. Azril tries and thinks about going around the outside there. Afizul Jai now catching up to this group of cars there. So it's going to be critical for Kamal Ali to try and pull away. He has to drive that Mazda as fast as it's ever been driven. He's going to have to try and break the lap record, really set the car on and the track alight with his pace. That's the only way he's going to be able to keep that lead, because there's so many drivers attacking him from all sides there. We can see the drivers using different lines to try and see if they can get past Kamal Ali there. But an absolutely brilliant race so far. This must be one of the best fights for the lead we've had all season. Now going down the hill, around the right-hander and into the final two corners. Again, it's critical to get the drive out of that corner and through the final two corners in order to get good pace onto the main straight. Let's see if Kamal Ali can keep that position.
Betul tu Max. Macam Max cakap tadi, berbeza dengan Pro Class. Kelas amatur ni, kereta yang digunakan MS5 ni untuk kelas amatur tidak dibenarkan di UASY, tidak dibenarkan buat apa-apa saja. So, bagi aku, pendapat saya, kedudukan ataupun pemenang yang berjaya mencatatkan masa terpantas adalah bergantung kepada skill pemandu itu sendiri. Tengok macam mana racing line dia, macam mana gaya pemanduan dia. Itu dia menariknya kelas amatur pada kali ini.
Yeah, and it looks like Kamal Ali just lost his lead to Shami Azri, but he just got it back there. Shami Azri managed to overtake through turn 1, and Kamal Ali there managing to get back that position through turns 2 and 3. So let's see if Shami Azri is going to be able to make that overtaking maneuver. They're going to go side by side down towards Honda Curve. Shami is around the outside. Let's see if he can get his car around the outside of Kamal Ali. Will Azril try and defend? And Shami goes off wide, and that's brought Afizul Jai into that battle and has allowed Kamal Ali to pull away just a little bit more there. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that plays out. But it looks like there's drivers chopping and changing positions all throughout the lap. This is breathlessly exciting.
Baik. Kedudukan sekarang ni, kedudukan yang pertama, kedudukan harapan sekarang ni, 4 buah kereta rapat-rapat, baik. Biasa kita saksikan sebuah satu ataupun dua ataupun tiga. Kali ni 4 buah rapat-rapat di kedudukan hadapan sekarang ini. Kamal Ali tengah-tengah.
So sekarang kita berada di tengah-tengah juga. The classic midfield battle that we've seen and enjoyed all throughout last year. It's back and it's as exciting as ever. Surin Savaraju battling now with Afiq Fadlan, going around this right-hander side by side. And now going on to the left-hander here. And that's Eddie Adrian and Afiq Fadlan going side by side there, going through the final corner. Surin Savaraju washing brief. Let's see who gets the better exit out of this corner and onto the main straight, and who is going to make that overtaking maneuver work down the main straight there. Ooh, still side by side. This could be very interesting. Eddie Adrian has theoretically the better line going through there. It looks like Surin Savaraju and Bobby Farid are trying to follow each other, each of their marks through the corner there, just to try and get as much of the slipstream effect as possible. But it looks like, geez, they're still side by side. Adrian and Afiq Fadlan just about managed to get ahead of Eddie Adrian just about managed to get ahead of Afiq Fadlan there, but wow, that was half a lap side by side all throughout the track there. Absolutely amazing stuff. Just have a look at this. Meanwhile, Shami Azri trying to go for the overtaking maneuver on the inside of Kamal Ali. They get a little bit wide there coming through there. This is a replay of that incident that happened just a few moments ago there. And it looks like Shami Azri just ran a touch wide there. And look at Afizul Jai. He's managed to get himself all the way back up into second place. And now the battle starts up once again. Afizul Jai versus Kamal Ali, the two championship protagonists.
Itu dia, Jai kembali. Kamal Ali di tempat pertama. Ini adalah Surin Savaraju daripada Toda Asia, salah seorang pelumba kita daripada Singapura. Perebutan tempat ke-8 sekarang ni cuba mengejar Afiq di kedudukan ke-8, Surin ke depan ke-9, Bos Bobby di kedudukan ke-10 di belakang Surin sekarang ini. Mewakili Toda Asia.
Ya, itu dia. Sejauh kita saksikan, inilah boleh dikirakan hallmark untuk track Phillip Island ni, ialah dia punya slipstream. Dia boleh cucuk angin dekat track ni, memang dia punya efek besar. So now we're watching Afizul Jai there going through, trying to go around the outside. Azrul Nazli trying to go on the inside, coming down into turn 1. This is a replay again of the turn 1 and turn 2 battle. We're having a look at that midfield battle there, but they're still battling very hard for the lead of the race. And Afizul Jai managing to get himself, keeping himself up in front there, but he goes a little bit wide, which means Kamal Ali might be able to close up onto the back of Afizul Jai. The battle for first place is not over, not by a long shot. Ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing bit of driving.
Oh, power baik. Okey, sekarang kita telah pun memasuki pusingan ke-14, lap yang ke-14, dan kemungkinan perlombaan akan tamat bila-bila masa, beberapa saat saja lagi daripada sekarang.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, as Encik Bob said, it's going to be the last lap of the race, and it's going to be down to Afizul Jai. If he could try and keep himself up into the lead there. He's only got a few more corners to go, but Kamal Ali is really close to the back of him. And you can see there Shami Azri and Azril Nazli still battling for position as well. And the back there is not only just championship points there, but money on the line when you get into the top 3 positions. So they're going to be trying as hard as possible. Kamal Ali trying to open up that exit, trying to get open up the entry to the corner, trying to get a better exit. Going around the outside, they're going to go side by side across the line. The checker flag is out. Who is going to win the race? It looks like it's Afizul Jai from Kamal Ali, Azril Nazli in 3rd place with Shami Azri in 4th. Look at that interval, 0.012 seconds. 1,000th of a second between Jai and Kamal Ali. We need to see a replay of that. That was amazing stuff indeed.
Padu. Okey, nampaknya Jai berjaya mengekalkan kedudukan mata beliau, dan aku rasa round 6, aku rasa kedudukan dia memang kukuh.
Ya, betul. So masih ada peluang untuk Kamal Ali mengatasinya, tapi semakin lama semakin susah. It's just gotten a lot harder for Kamal Ali to try and catch Afizul Jai in the championship. Afizul Jai now has more than a 10-point lead over the second place man. That was a brilliant race win. He really had to try everything in order to keep himself up at the head of the field there. But brilliant stuff there. Kamal Ali in second, Azrael in third, Azrael in fourth. Matthew Graham, best result of the season for him. He's up into 5th place. Shahril Norafuddin is in 6th. Afiq Fadlan in 7th with Bobby in 8th. Lloyd in 9th and Malvindajit in 10th place. It was real pack racing all throughout there, and the results were so close there. God, we need to... All I can say is that I think is the closest finish we've had on Adrenaline Impact for any race.
Padu bai. Komen daripada Muhammad Amir, gila sengit bai. Memang bai, betul bai.
Yep.
Ini gempak punya.
Absolutely. So Afizul Jai there, congratulations on the win. This is, of course, the provisional results. That's the thing. Well, that's why I wanted to see the replay there, because it's actually Kamal Ali that comes across as the winner, 0.016. So the gap just got smaller. We're going to have a quick look at the replay of the finish as soon as we can get through there.
Betul lah macam Boy kata, macam MotoGP.
Yeah.
Ya, kadang-kadang visual kita tu tak semestinya menyampaikan keputusan yang telah pun dihasil. Ini dia replay sebentar tadi, slow mo di antara Kamal Ali bertemu dengan Hafizul Jai, dan itu dia Kamal Ali mendahului sebentar tadi.
That, my friends, is the ultimate last minute overtake. Really, it was on the last second, the last 1,000th of a second that Kamal Ali managed to get through past Jai and win. If that paint strip had been only 30 centimeters closer to the last corner, or in 30 seconds ahead, it would have been a different story there. But as it turns out, looking at the provisional results, Kamal Ali in first place with Afizul Jai in second. Fantastic racing there.
Padu bai. Photo finish. Pak kata Faizal Alang, pelumba rally Malaysia kita. Photo finish.
Yeah.
Aku pun tak sangka aku ingatkan Jai depan. Rupanya last minute Kamal Ali memintas. Dapat memintas Jai. Last minute potong tangkona bai.
So yeah, we're going to have a look at the official photo replay camera there. Yep, Kamal Ali was behind until they crossed the line. So that was how close it was. Yeah,
Sangat.
literally in the last meter of the race was Kamal Ali able to overtake Afizul Jai there. Wow, that is a real photo finish. Even the timing systems had to wait a moment to catch up and for everyone to have a look at that. The stewards have definitely got their work cut out for them this time. The first time we've had the stewards on live for the event. Absolutely spectacular stuff there from Afizul Jai as well, having to fight back 3 times in order to try and get past Kamal Ali. He manages to overtake Kamal Ali only for the mother of all drafting maneuvers there, just getting Kamal into that top spot. Fantastic.
Ya, Faizal Alang, mana datang kona kat situ? Potong tang straight lah, Bob. Itulah orang Kuala punya komentator tu lain macam sikit. Okey, kita nak tengok keputusan. Macam mana dia punya scoring tu. Nampak gayanya, kali ni Kamal Ali memintas, berjaya mendapat tempat pertama. So, pastinya akan ada sedikit perubahan yang ketara dengan keputusan pada kali ini.
Ya, pada kali ini kalau tak silap saya daripada 10 markah dia akan menurun ke 8 ataupun 7 markah. So, yeah. So the points difference between Kamal Ali and Afizul Jai just got that much smaller, and that means the battle is going to go all the way to the final race. This is going to be spectacular stuff. This was what the points were between Afizul Jai and Kamal Ali. So kita boleh tengok dekat sini betul-betul 10 markah. Bezanya, kalau tak silap 27 ke 30 markah untuk pemenang. 30. let me check that. I have my notes somewhere here, but it's going to be at least a 2 or 3 point difference change between Hafiz Ujai and Kamal Ali. It looks like Kamal Ali just got that much closer, and that means this battle is only going to be decided at the final round at Laguna Seca. So this is going all down to the wire. Alrighty then. So that was it for the amateur race. Absolutely spectacular stuff. We will update as the evening goes through on the championship implications for both the amateur and pro race. But for now, a special thanks to our media partner Galeri Kereta, XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM, and Estremo Oil. Me and Inche Bob are going to go for a quick break, but do stay tuned and do get ready on the Adrenaline Impact Facebook and YouTube chat boxes, because Zedar is waiting with the questions to try and give away some of that stuff. Over to him.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Give us a moment there. Zedar is just beginning to wind things up there. In a moment, we will have him back, hopefully in the correct size. But as we see there, the driver saluting Kamal Ali in the time-honored sim racing tradition of perhaps sizing them up for a bit of demolition derby after the race there. But Kamal Ali, absolutely fantastic race win. So now we're going to head over. Hopefully Zedar is ready this time. Let's hand it over to Zedar. Over to you.
Hadiah macam biasa, Max, hadiah kita. Dia yang menariknya dekat XOX Esports Challenge round kelima ni, setiap minggu penaja kita menawarkan hadiah yang sangat menarik. Kau tak payah berlumba, kau jadi penonton pun kau boleh berpeluang untuk membawa pulang hadiah yang menarik daripada pelumba.
Yeah.
Okey, apa cerita bahagian kita selepas ni kita akan lepaskan kepada rakan kita.
Yeah.
Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat malam kepada viewers yang sedang menyaksikan live kita bagi XOX Esports Challenge 2020 Round 5 di Phillip Island, Australia. Okey guys, so korang dah saksikan kan tadi kategori amatur race tadi macam mana kan. So sama-sama memotong orang punya skill dia. Tak boleh nak cakap lah guys. So sangat mendebarkan saya tengok race tadi. So guys, so kita belum habis race lagi sebab kejap lagi kita ada bagi kategori profesional pula akan berlangsung sekejap je lagi. Okey, tapi malam ni saya nak bagi tahu kat korang. So korang jangan tidur, korang kena stay tune sampai habis rancangan program kita ni guys, untuk kita lepaskan 10 giveaway daripada One XOX untuk viewers yang sedang menyaksikan kita pada malam ini guys. So minta korang stay tune sampai habis sebab kalau korang tak stay tune rugilah 10 hadiah menarik ni guys nak bagi kat korang. Macam tu je kita bagi. Tapi ada syarat dia. So sebelum syarat dia, saya nak review lah sikit hadiah-hadiah daripada One XOX ni. Apa dia kita nak bagi untuk malam ni. So guys, 10 hadiah menarik untuk malam ni. Okay, so saya akan review hadiah-hadiah dia apa. So hadiah dia, kita ada 5 pemenang SIM card One XOX berserta 10 GB data. So kalau korang dengar 10 GB data tu sebenarnya banyak guys, 10 GB data. Lagipun SIM card kita ni, data kita ni kita boleh manage untuk korang pakai bulan ni korang nak pakai berapa gig, bulan depan korang nak pakai berapa gig. Kita boleh manage guys. Okay. And then kita juga ada 3 pemenang akan bawa balik malam ni SIM card One XOX juga. Tapi ni special sikit. Kita bagi plan B59 yang ni plan ni kalau kau nak tahu, yang inilah hot plan daripada One XOX. Sebab dia mendatangkan 15GB data dan unlimited call. And then data dia carry forward guys. Kalau korang tak pakai data dia, dia akan lanjut kepada bulan hadapan. So kita akan bagi 3 pemenang. And then plus 3 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. So 3 bulan korang tak payah bayar apa-apa. Korang boleh enjoy unlimited call dia. Korang boleh enjoy fast internet dia. Tak kisahlah korang nak layan Netflix ke, nak layan game ke, semua boleh. Memang fast internet guys. Serius 100% fast, full speed. So kita tak ada sekat-sekat internet korang, data korang ni, kelajuan dia tak ada sekat-sekat guys. Okey, tak lupa juga untuk malam ni kita ada hadiah utama guys. Kita ada 2 hadiah utama untuk malam ni. Semestinya headset gaming kat depan mata saya ni guys. Kat depan saya ni headset gaming yang dibawa daripada Arctic Fight guys. So kalau untuk gamers ni tahu lah Arctic Fight ni macam mana best dia. Headset gaming dia, best headset gaming ever. Wah. Okay. So and then kita tak lupa juga kita ada Oppo A93 guys. Oppo A93 yang ni bukan korang bawa handphone je, kita bagi SIM card One XOX sekali. Tapi yang ni special juga. Yang ni special. Kita bagi sama juga hot plan kita B59. Tapi kita tambah, tadi 3 bulan kan, yang ni kita tambah lagi 3 bulan. So jadi 6 bulan bil percuma guys. Wow. Wow. Kejut tak? Kalau tak terkejut korang tak boleh menang malam ni. Pastikan korang terkejut bila saya cakap wow kan. So 6 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX guys. So sebelum tu, apa-apa pun kita nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada penaja-penaja utama kita daripada XOX Malaysia, One XOX, TKKR Racing Team, minyak hitam Estrimo guys. So minyak hitam Estrimo ni kalau korang nak tahu, inilah minyak yang terbaik daripada ladang guys. Serius saya cakap. And then tak lupa juga yang sponsor kita makan malam untuk malam ni. Ayam cincang 7 warisan. Yang ni cincang sana, cincang situ, cincang sini, tak jadi apa. Tak jadi apa. Jadi makan. So yang ni best dia dekat USJ 1. So kalau korang boleh tengok kat skrin ni ada nombor telefon. So korang boleh COD sekali kalau korang rasa lapar kat rumah yang berhampiran dengan Subang tu, boleh call je. Nanti owner ayam cincang ni akan hantar kat rumah korang. Tapi bukan owner pergilah, dia pakai rider lah. Okay, so guys, so yang tadi saya dah review hadiah-hadiah menarik kan. So korang nak tahu syarat-syarat macam mana nak join konten giveaway kita malam ni. So syarat-syarat dia seperti biasa, senang je. Kita ada 3 syarat. 3 je syarat guys. So first syarat korang kena pastikan follow 4 page kita di XOX Malaysia, di One XOX, di TKKR Racing Team dan juga Adrenaline Impact. 4 page ni kena follow and like. Yang ni korang kena make sure korang buat And then syarat kedua, korang kena pastikan korang share live kita ni di wall korang and then di group FB So tak kisahlah korang nak share berapa banyak sekali pun, tak kisah. Kalau lagi banyak lagi bagus. Tapi pastikan share di group yang betul lah. Janganlah share dekat group AJK Surau, tak ada siapa tengok. Group gaming lah, kita share kat group gaming, kat group PUBG ke, Mobile Legend ke, tak kisah. Janji ada berkaitan dengan gaming ni guys. So syarat-syarat dia, syarat yang ketiga. So kita akan bagi 5 soalan mudah guys. 5 soalan mudah untuk korang menjawab soalan mudah ni. And lepas tu korang dah follow syarat pertama, syarat kedua, and then korang kena jawab 5 soalan mudah. So syarat-syarat dia berbunyi macam ni. Kejap guys, saya nak tengok. Saya tak hafal. So siapakah juara kategori Pro bagi round 4 pada 24 Januari 2021? Yang minggu lepas punya guys. So kalau korang tak tahu, korang tiru je kejap lagi. Senang. Kalau korang rajin, korang tengoklah minggu lepas punya race. Okey, syarat kedua. Ni yang masalah ni. Namakan pemandu yang mengungguli. Mengungguli itu guli. Mengungguli kategori amatur round 5. Okey, soalan ketiga. Namakan 2 pelumba One XOX TKKR E Racing Team bagi kategori amatur. Soalan keempat. Namakan lita perlumbaan dan negara bagi round 5. Tadi sekejap pun tadi saya dah bagi dah bocor dah soalan-soalan dia guys. Okay, so last question. Berapakah unit 1SX prepaid plus 10GB data season pass ditawarkan kepada penonton malam ni? Tadi pun saya dah bagi tahu. Tak silap saya kita nak bagi 5 pemenang kot. Terbocor guys. Tu soalan-soalan dia. So korang kena jawab soalan yang mudah. 5 soalan yang mudah. So korang kena pastikan korang follow page 4 page kita. Saya ulang balik page XOX Malaysia, One XOX, TKKR Racing Team dan juga Adrenaline Impact. And then syarat kedua korang kena share live kita ni. Pastikan hashtag XOX Esports Challenge 2020. And then ketiga, jawab soalan mudah guys. So senang je untuk korang join kontes kita pada malam ni. Okay guys, so untuk korang yang tak tahu tentang SIM card 1SX kita lah, and so saya akan explain sikit tentang SIM card kita 1SX ni. So guys, so kita mendatangkan dua segmen yang berbeza guys. Kita ada prepaid dan juga 1SX Black. Prepaid ni dia punya best, dia punya expired dia guys sampai 2 tahun 4 bulan guys. So korang beli je SIM card 1SX dah siap-siap dapat 2 tahun 4 bulan guys. So lama guys, lama. Korang tak payah nak top up. Ada tak ada kredit pun SIM card korang still aktif. And then untuk 1SX Black, semestinya saya bagi tahu kat korang B59 paling hot lah. Hot plan kita. Yang mendatangkan 15GB data dan unlimited call ke seluruh rangkaian. Yang paling best ya, data kita ni kita boleh share dekat SIM card yang pengguna 1SX. Lepas tu unlimited call dia yang paling best ke seluruh rangkaian. Tak kisahlah dia pakai telco apa, korang boleh call dengan unlimited kita ni guys. Okay, so guys, itu SIM card kita SIM card kita. Tapi memang saya bagi tahu dekat gamers mobile gamers ni, kalau korang pakai SIM card 1SX ni memang puas hati guys, sebab dia tak ada cache speed internet dia memang bagi 100% laju. So kalau korang pakai untuk main game Mobile Legend ke PUBG ke, ping dia memang sangat puas hati lah guys. Tak lag lah, senang cerita tak lag. Korang tak akan ada masalah lag kecuali ada masalah teknikal lah. Okay, so kita sebentar lagi lepas je kategori profesional, baru kita akan buat cabutan bertuah untuk korang guys. So korang kena stay tune sampai habis rancangan. So saya minta korang enjoy kita punya kategori profesional. Kejap lagi, sebentar je lagi. So korang kena stay tune sampai habis. So kita akan bersama dengan Encik Bob dan Abang Max. So we be right back guys. See you guys. Woohoo.
And we are back. Thanks, Zara, for those questions. He is ready to give those prizes away. So do stay tuned down there in the comment section down below. Now, we are heading into the pro category race. But before we do, I'm just going to introduce myself and Encik Bob once more. My name is Matthew Palmer. That is Encik Bob, and we will be your commentators for this evening. We're at round 5 at Phillip Island, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Full Focus Racing guys get on. Ibrahim and Miko Nasi at the top of the field. Thanks goes out to our media partner Galeri Kereta, XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM dan Estremo Oil of Italy. Encik Bob, memang exciting jugalah race tadi.
Itu tadi, sebentar tadi kita tengok amateur class. Kali ini lebih menarik, lebih aksi, lebih ganas akan kami berikan kepada anda.
Itu dia. It's going to be one of the more aggressive races out there because of the slipstreaming and the way this track is laid out. You're going to see some fantastic racing going on there. In a few moments, we're just going to look at the points standings for the drivers and the teams as well. In the drivers' position right now, Miko Nasi is ahead of Ilham Hlabi a little bit more than the case was in M with Kamal Ali and Avizul Jai. It's 13 points between Miko Nasi and Ilham Hlabi. Muhammad Ibrahim is in third place with 53 points. Ibrahim is battling with Dominic Ang right now for that third place result. So that's the battle for third. 53 points for Muhammad Ibrahim and 53 points for Dominic Ang this race is going to be pivotal in who gets the upper hand in that battle. Syamil Aizan is in 5th with Iman Danish in 6th, Saiful Arifin in 7th, Freddie Ang in 8th, Ruben Wong in 9th, and Teguh Izan Lee in 10th. So boleh kirakan walaupun dikodasi dalam condition yang boleh dikira agak selesa kalau bandingkan dengan Hafiz Ujai tadi, tetapi kita ada juga lagi lah pertempuran yang agak sengit dengan Muhammad Ibrahim dan Dominic Ang.
Ya, pertemuan di antara pelumba daripada pasukan Full Focus Racing dan juga pasukan URT.
So bagi pandangan Bob, rasa mana satu yang akan mengatasi dalam battle tu daripada Dominic dengan Ibrahim?
Tak tahu nak cakap lah bang, sebab Dominic Ng pun power, Ibrahim pun power, mata sama. So daripada segi persepsi aku, macam ayat aku biasalah, dalam perlumbaan apa-apa pun boleh jadi.
Betul tu. So it really is a case. It's too close to call for that 3rd place position. Now we're going to have a quick look at the team's championship, and it looks like Full Focus Racing is quite a few points ahead of Todak Racing at this point. It's going to be very hard for Todak Racing to try and get the 60 points available to them as a team over Full Focus Racing for the last 2 races. But it is possible. Never say never. Mathematically, technically, there is a possibility, but it looks like Full Focus Racing might be able to close up the team's championship by this round. URT Red and URT Pink are in 3rd and 4th place, with Hyperballs Taurus in 5th, Total Motorsports in 6th, Total Revolution in 7th, Padawan SREC A, followed by Outer House, URT Black and URT Blue. So kita mungkin akan menyaksikan satu championship yang akan boleh dikira dihabiskan pada malam ni.
Betul. Okey, untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, jangan lepaskan peluang untuk bersama kami setiap hari Ahad pukul 8 malam. Selepas ini kami akan bawakan persembahan terhebat yang terpadu yang terlaju di dalam kelas Pro pada malam ini. Round yang kelima.
Yes. So just before we head on to the track there, media partners for the XOX Esports Challenge is Galeri Kereta. Do check out some of their cool merch there. The Forever Rolling Edition t-shirts look really nice. The Kanchils look even nicer. Boleh kirakan merchandise yang memang agak terpadu juga.
Ya, sekarang kalau nak dapatkan merchandise Galeri Kereta lebih mudah sebab Galeri Kereta dia ada platform di Shopee. Ni dia. Kalau tidak dulu nak kena call Aulia. Nak barang sekian-sekian kan. Sekarang ni dah tak perlu nak call Aulia direct. Anda boleh check di dia punya, ini orang kata apa dekat Shopee. Shopee Store di sini. Selak Anda boleh check out. Dan jangan lupa tekan like dan subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. So do check out the pages as well on Facebook and on YouTube. The fantastic automotive lifestyle content. Really, really good stuff out there. But now we head over to the track for the qualifying sessions coming right up. And right now we've got another 8 minutes or so left in practice, with Ibrahim up there, 145.471, with Miko Nasi in second, 145.5, Saif Arifin 145.6, Ilham 145.8, and Iman Danish 145.8 as well. So that's 5 cars in the 145s, along with car number 6 all the way down to car number 21 in the 146. So memang dapatnya lap time seperti biasa, really close.
Oh, kali ni 145 kalau macam tadi paling pantas 146. Yang menariknya untuk Pro Class lebih pantas, lebih short 145.
Itu dia. Dan ada dua sebab pada itu. Of course, the pro drivers are going to be driving faster than the amateurs. They naturally get to Pro Class by doing a faster lap time during our qualifying sessions earlier on in the season, basically last year. But the other thing that's making these guys really quick as well is setup changes. Now, the amateur class race, you're not allowed to change anything, any parameter on the car, but in the pro class, the setups are completely open. They're allowed to adjust cambers, casters, toes, and even fuel loads and gearing and ride height. things that will really affect the car's top speed. And a lot of these guys will be tuning the cars to be good in the draft and good at top speed.
Itu dia perbezaan dia antara kelas amatur dan juga kelas pro. So kat sini aku tengok yang mana yang pandai setting ada kelebihan sikit lah
Yeah, so nampaknya bagi saya Ibrahim and looks to me like Ibrahim and Miko very good with their setups. Of course, Saiful Arifin well known for his setup work as well. Ilham Halabi, he doesn't necessarily tend to change the setup as much as most people would think, but he does know what he likes and he knows how to extract the most out of the cars. There are our wildcard driver for this pro race, Teguh Jan. He is also quite well versed in setting up the cars there. So antara nama-nama tu lah boleh kirakan yang rajin set up kereta dan rajin betul-betul fikir pasal setting-setting.
Dan jangan lupa mereka ni adalah merupakan ikon-ikon sukan bermotor sebenar. Selain daripada kita punya orang kata pelumba sim di Malaysia. Sebabnya kita ada sim racer, kita juga ada pelumba racer sebenar Malaysia. Kita satukan di dalam satu kelas.
Yeah. So we have guys like Wicked Law, Taichi Yagami aka Afif. We also have guys like Saiful Arifin and Ilham Halabi, very, very experienced sim racers. But they're going up against guys like Muhammad Ibrahim and Miko Nasi from the real world of circuit racing. The Ang family, they're Dominic and Freddie, as well as Teguh Jan, Teguh Ezan as well, who is a full point scoring driver this time round. Ruben Wong, another good case of the engineer that can drive the car just as quickly as he can set them up. So a real cross section of amateurs, of pros in real life racing as well as sim racing. And you can see there, even Michael Hafiz up there in the top 10.
Tapi kita tak ada real race, kita tak ada event, kita tak ada event dekat outdoor. So aku yakin dah pasti tahun ni juga kita akan ada lebih banyak lagi event macam ni, virtual race.
Yeah, kita boleh cakap lah, kalau boleh kita nak pergi ke Sepang, join real race dan betul-betul rasa perasaan yang berada di Lita tu, yang memang tak boleh dinafikan. Memang dia punya perasaan tu kuat lah. Tetapi
dah berapa lama? Max dah berapa lama tak ke Sepang, Max?
Mas tahun lepas.
Hah? Setahun lebih aku rasa. Ini dah setahun. Tak, belum lagi tak bulan 3
Tak bulan 3. Awal bulan 3.
Yeah. So kita doakan pandemik ni ataupun virus ni akan cepat habis dan kita boleh menjalani hidup yang normal macam biasa.
Itu dia. So that is what we all hope for. We hope to be going out circuit racing fairly soon. But until then, we will keep you guys entertained with some of the best sim racing in this part of the world. So do stay tuned and do stay safe as well. For all of you guys out there, remember to wash your hands, stay safe, and keep your distance. Stay healthy, guys.
Dan kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada penaja kita yang mana membawakan perlumbaan ini khas kepada anda. Tanpa penaja, aku rasa kita pun tak boleh nak bawakan perlumbaan yang hebat macam ni selalu. Terima kasih kepada pihak penaja.
Yes, thanks to the sponsors. Without them, we truly could not have made this happen. Thanks to our media partner, Galeri Kereta. Thanks a lot goes out to XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM, as well as Streamo of Italy. But also a special thanks goes out to all the drivers who are competing in the race. Thanks for making this event what it is, with the fantastic racing we've seen on screen all throughout the course of the season. And also a very special thanks to all of you guys at home who really make this event possible. Without your support, we would probably still just be playing Need for Speed games in our mother's garages. So special thanks goes out to you guys for really making the dream come alive for sim racing. So do remember to share that sim racing love and hit those like and subscribe buttons, and we will keep bringing you the best sim racing content.
Azril Nazli alias geng peminat rally boleh cuba iRacing. Rally cross dalam iRacing. Itu dia tip daripada abang kita.
Ya, antara mungkin Bob tak tahu tapi sebenarnya ada 4 kategori dalam iRacing.
Oh,
So there's actually 4 licensed categories in iRacing. You've got road course racing, which is circuit racing, as we see here. We of course have one of the biggest specialities in iRacing, oval racing, so they're NASCAR and your Indy cars and your sprint cars as well. And then you also have the dirt ovals for sprint cars, midgets, and stock cars going on a dirt surface. And you also have dirt road, which is all of the rallycross and stadium super truck related content on iRacing as well. So there's a huge depth and breadth to the entire field. So it's going to be very, very interesting as well to watch as the time goes through. But for those of you guys who are into off-road racing and rallying, do check out iRacing. There is content for you guys as well.
Okay, practice session dah masuk ke minit ke 49. Aku jangkakan kita akan tamat bila-bila masa daripada sekarang, kerana masa practice diberikan hanya 50 minit saja.
Iya, itu dia. Dan nampaknya top 5 agak dekat pada masa ni. Ibrahim, Miko, Saiful dan Ilham boleh dikirakan pemandu. Miko, Saiful dan Ilham boleh dikirakan pemandu yang banyak pengalaman, tetapi Ibrahim dan Danish boleh dikirakan pemandu yang masih newcomers, tetapi agak laju juga ya.
Dan kita punya jemputan kita tempoh hari dah bersama dengan Miko kalau tak salah.
Yeah. So I had a fantastic chat with Miko Nasi. Do check out that stream if you have the time, because he does. We do talk a lot about the history of him racing here in Asia, as well as the fantastic guide he did to the Phillip Island Circuit. Is well worth a watch just for that alone. But it's fantastic stuff indeed. But now we head into the qualifying section. So we'll have a look there at the Phillip Island Circuit. The conditions just a little bit different there for our guys right now. 22 degrees Celsius track temperature and a fairly brisk 18 degrees C outside air temperature. So fantastic circuit, fantastic conditions for the racing, and we look forward to having some more fun. We're on board with Jay Chong for a lap of the track, or we were. Now we're back. We just lost radio signal there because it is the farthest point away from the track. But it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful track. Right on the edge, right on the shoreline of the island. Ahead, staring at you from the main straight, is the Southern Ocean. Absolutely beautiful sight.
Hi, Afiq Fadlan.
I won't read out what you wrote there, but I would be sweating as well after that race. It was pretty intense stuff indeed.
Okay, kita dah tengok practice. Kali ni anda akan menyaksikan sesi qualifying untuk kelas Pro pula. 15 minit diberikan untuk sesi qualifying. Mari kita lihat siapakah yang paling pantas untuk round yang kelima.
Absolutely. It looks like the drivers are already done their warm-up lap there. As you can see there, Jai Bluebird, Afizzle Jai in the comments there. Hi, Matt and Bob. Do leave a comment down below in chat, because a lot of the drivers, right after the amateur race, they'll be hanging on to the chat section down below. They're hanging out, rather, in the chat section down below. So do have a chat with your favorite drivers down there in the comments. Really fun to talk to those guys. And you really get to be able to really connect with your favorite drivers. So absolutely spectacular stuff indeed. But right now, we're on board with Miko Nasi as he goes around the track there. He was one of the quickest drivers in practice. He's one of the quickest drivers all week. Let's see how he goes through the track there. Very rough turn into turn one, because he's right on the edge when it comes to using as much curb as possible. A real stark difference, and of course a lot of that's down to setup changes that he's made so that he can take that extreme line through turn one. It's all about losing as little speed as possible. Beautiful around turn two. Of course, you still have to take it on the left hand side, but you manage to just open up that exit when you do that and really get the car flowing through here. Now coming into the braking zone here, you want to hit it at around the 100-meter mark, and you sort of turn in relatively early. Like Miko explained to me, this track has a lot of good positive camber. The corners are mainly banked inwards ever so slightly, which helps the poise of the car a lot as you go through the track there. Now coming up out of Siberia and on their way up towards the top of the hill, again, it's all about reducing the amount of steering that you use to try and get through the corner, and also to try and be as smooth as possible going into this corner in particular. Again, a lift or maybe a slight grab at the brakes before you come into the braking zone here, and it's a hard right. Again, you have to be super smooth on the exit here, because this really does dictate how the last third of the lap is going to go for you. And this is also where you're going to set up a lot of those fantastic slipstreaming maneuvers onto the main straight. So that corner was absolutely critical. Coming through the final two corners, nice, neat, smooth, and of course, absolutely flat out. That is the key to a lap of Phillip Island.
Track yang sangat cantik, sangat menarik, sangat best aku tengok. Kita dapat saksikan sebentar tadi di kelas amatur. Kali ni kami bawakan pelumba-pelumba terhebat lagi sekali. Kali ni lebih ganas, lebih agresif untuk anda.
Yeah, itu dia. So right now, Miko Nasi is the fastest man out on track. I couldn't quite see what the lap time is there. It's a 146.238, I believe. With Faiz Aslan there, 146.9. But Saiful and Danish just come across the line. They've both done 146.3s. And the lap times are beginning to tumble down quite a bit. Again, this early into qualifying, you won't probably see the lap records being set there, but I have a feeling we're going to get into the 145s very, very shortly.
Ini Ilham Halabi daripada salah satu pasukan Todak. Dan kita bersama dengan salah seorang pelumba kita, Maicil. Ini dia Maicil, juga daripada pasukan Todak.
Yeah, Maicil Hafiz antara pelumba, one of the racers that came from the real world of touring car racing and the MSF series here in Malaysia. He's done also a few rounds of the Malaysian Touring Car Championship, and definitely looking forward to doing bigger, brighter and better things as well. But as we go through, got into the PKP thing, he got into sim racing, and he's found actually that he's been back at the track for the Merdeka race last year, and he said sim racing has helped him quite a bit when it comes to getting a better lap time.
Dan aku rasa itu hari tetamu jemputan kita, Tengku Jan pun ada bercakap sim racing merupakan salah satu medium latihan yang sesuai di musim pandemik ini. You tak dapat race, so at least kita ada sim race untuk berlatih.
Ya, dan sebelum pandemik ini pun juga ada kebanyakan pelumba. There's a lot of race drivers that actually use sim racing as a training tool. So ada juga banyak yang daripada dunia profesional. F1 kan kita selalu dengar pasal simulator di F1. Tetapi sekarang kita boleh rasakan macam the drivers really start to understand the power of simulation and how to use it to better their driving ability.
Betul. Ini dia Tengku Jan antara pelumba kita. Tengku Jan masuk round yang kedua ke ketiga? Dua tak salah aku.
Masuk
ketiga. Ketiga, ya. So dengan adanya Tengku Jan, sekiranya anda tak dapat melihat artis, ikon-ikon motorsport kita di dunia luar, kita bawakan mereka khas untuk anda. Ini dia, kita bersama dengan Tengku Jan sekarang ini.
Yeah, absolutely. Just reading through the comment section there. Well, Lupin says, Max, I'm in a foul mood. Are you going to read mine too? I just did. It looks like the reason why Lloyd was in a slightly foul mood. It is his home track at the end of the day. He was up to 5th place, but unfortunately something or other put him back through the field. So commiserations on that. Hopefully he'll have a better race next time around. Dan kita ada komen daripada Azrul Nazli tu. Cuba bacakan.
Sukan yang adil sebab kereta dan cuaca semuanya sama dan tak pernah perah wallet untuk enjoy adrenaline seorang racer. Ya bang, betul bang.
Yeah, betul. So thanks to Adrian and Fizzle Jai as well for the like and the share. Thanks to all of you guys who are liking and sharing the page. It's absolutely wonderful and helps us out quite a bit. So do stay tuned. We have a fantastic race coming up very shortly. We're now into the 8th minute of qualifying out of 15, and we're beginning to see the lap times start to tumble downwards, especially for the guys further behind. We're now on board with Wicked Low, who's trying his hardest to get the speed in the car up. But we're just looking at all the names going through there. It looks like Faiz Azlan might be on a quicker lap. Nazmi Mazli might be on a quicker lap. And Shame Aizan was going quicker, but unfortunately had slowed down just a little bit. But right now, as we can see there, Ibrahim and Miko have in fact gone into the 145s. 145.702 is the current provisional pole position time set by Ibrahim.
Oh, Ibrahim 145 boy sekarang. Miko 145.
Ya, boleh tengok kita boleh tengok yang pasukan Full Focus Racing ni memang dia punya setup, dia punya preparation semua agak cun jugalah.
Dia macam mana macam mana dia boleh digantikan dalam satu pasukan ataupun dipinang oleh pasukan Full Focus?
Yeah, so basically what happened is that Miko, when Miko entered the event, he saw Ibrahim's face, Ibrahim's name rather, in the entry list, and he decided to try and message him. But of course, Ibrahim messaged Miko first, and they both decided to form Full Focus Racing. So it's a two-man team with both drivers sharing all the managing and the technical duties as well. So boleh kirakan sebab Miko ni boleh dikirakan antara salah seorang trainer ataupun coach kepada Ibrahim. So bila dia nampak dua-dua nama ada dekat dalam entry list tu, dia menjadikan lah jadi satu tim.
Tapi dua pelumba hebat ni bergabung meletup baik. Dua-dua laju baik. Boleh kita saksikan setiap round dia orang akan mendominasi kelompok hadapan.
Yeah, absolutely a fantastic super team there, and they had a bit of a fight there from the other super team of Saiful Arifin and Ilham Labi in the Toda Racing camp as well. So it wasn't all easy for the Full Focus Racing guys, but they definitely deserved to be at the top.
Okay, minit ke-10 yang mana kita ada berbaki 4 minit lagi untuk sesi qualify. Kita nak tengok, dan untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, qualifying ini sangat penting kerana ia hanya akan menentukan kedudukan statistik mereka sewaktu permulaan perlombaan sebentar lagi.
Ya, itu dia. So Ibrahim, Miko, Saiful and Danish are off the track right now. So it's up to Ilham Halabi and Freddie Ang to try and improve their lap times. Of course, further back we have Kavinda, who's just gone in to the pits, as Nazmi as well. Ruben Wong still out there trying to push that car as hard as it will go around. Michael Hafiz and Ayman also pushing their cars as well. Another 3 minutes left in practice sessions, so it's really at the limit now as to who can get out and try and do another lap. But Freddie Young, he's already started another lap. He should be able to get one in. Ruben should also be able to get one in. He improves up his lap time there. 146.905 puts him up into 9th place. He feels like that's going to be the quickest he's going to do, so he stops running. Ilham Halabi is now coming up across to start this lap. This is going to be interesting to see if he can improve his lap time. So he is out there, foot flat to the floor. Let's see. Let's ride on board with Ilham Halabi and see if he can improve his lap time.
Okey, sementara itu antara racer kita, Eddie Adrian, I gotta say I am thankful for the series brought by XOS and Impact. Thank you so much for doing this. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Eddie Adrian, for that comment. We're thankful to have all the drivers coming into the series and being so helpful with giving us feedback on the series, as well as pushing themselves to perform and really showcase their skills out there. Right now, Ilham Halabi is still out on track, trying to get his lap times up. He's got a yellow first sector, so the color coding is yellow. He's slower than his personal best. Green, he's faster than personal best. And of course, purple means he is fastest of all through that sector. So he's a bit down on his first sector, he's a bit down on his second sector. He might have to do another lap in order to try and improve his time. There's only 2 minutes left. It looks like most of the drivers are set and happy with their lap times, but it's just Ilham Labi out there who's going to try for one last go, one last piece of glory to try and get themselves ahead.
Okey, sementara itu tadi masa amateur class aku dah share. Kali ni aku akan share lagi sekali. Jom kita tengok. Okey. Kita minta semua yang tengah view ni tolong share dekat laman sosial anda. Kali ni kita nak tengok banyak pelumba-pelumba handalan kita di Malaysia. Muhammad Ibrahim, Miko Nasi, kita ada Maichin, kita ada Teguh Jan, kita ada Teguh Izanli dan ramai lagi. Mari kita share. Ramai nak tengok ni perlombaan pada malam ni.
Itu dia. So now we're going to have a look at the replay for the fastest lap now that the track has finally gone silent. Muhammad Ibrahim is up into turn 2. They're going very quickly, but you can see the real difference between the quick guys in the pro class and the guys who are leading and dominating and winning in the pro class is how smooth they drive throughout the course of the race. Ibrahim there, nice and gentle and easy through those corners there. The car barely sliding at all. It's quite a joy to see this young man drive. I believe he's only 17 years of age, an XT City Oval driver.
Ya, dia bagi aku lah, umur ni bukannya orang kata faktor utama. Umur bukan orang kata age doesn't matter. Sebab Muhammad Ibrahim pun antara pelumba muda kita, Iman Danish pun pelumba muda kita. Tapi mungkinlah kalau yang lebih berumur ni pengalaman tu dia orang lebih sikit lah. But age doesn't matter.
Ya, itu dia. Dan hanya satu cara saja untuk mendapatkan pengalaman praktis.
Kena selalu duduk kat sim race lah.
So it looks like Ilham wasn't able to improve on his lap time. So we'll have a quick look at the grid very shortly as we're coming up into the race. Perlombaan pada malam ni mesti akan jadi amat hangat juga.
Grid. Kita nak tengok grid ni, Max. Siapa yang berada kat grid, Max?
Alrighty. In pole position, we have Muhammad Ibrahim with the time of 1:45.702, absolutely flying through the course of the track there. Miko Nasi in second place for Full Focus Racing. The top two lockout for Full Focus Racing is going to put them in good stead to try and claim the team's championship at this round. Safar Arifin and Iman Danish are third and fourth place, with Ilham Labi in fifth, Freddie Ang in sixth, Tuku Janle, our wildcard driver, in seventh place, with Tuku Ezan, his brother, in eighth place. Ruben Wong is in ninth for URT Red, and Faiz Azlan is in 10th for Paduan SRCA. Azam Azni is in 11th, followed by Aaron Lim in 12th. All right, so we just got word that Dominic might not be able to start the race, which is going to be absolutely gutting for him. It appears that he might not be able to actually access his car out on the track there. So he's listed in 26th position there, but he was not able to actually get out and drive the car. So he's trying to fix that problem as we speak. But for now, we're just waiting for Freddie to pop in and Khalif to finish popping in. And we will be ready to go. The 5 lights are going on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's a little bit slower start here, but away we go. And all the drivers appear to have gone off the grid relatively well there. There's a couple of slow starters at the back, but they're able to drive around each other quite smoothly through there. Now coming into turn 1, we have a couple of cars there. We've got cars 3 wide, 4 wide going to turn 1 there. Will they be able to get through in one piece? They just managed to squeeze through there. That's some pretty accurate driving from the guys further down the field, but I spoke too soon. There's an incident coming out into turn 2 there. I believe there was 4 cars. That was Jay Chong, there was Nazmi, and there was Jazrin Jelly as well. So we'll have a quick look at that in the replay. This was the 4 wide battle. They came through the corner perfectly well, but there was a bit of an impact there.
Bang.
It was Jay Chong there who had a small impact with the car up ahead there, and that set the whole thing off. We should be okay for carrying on racing there. There was only 2 or 3 cars involved in that incident, and the track surface appears to be clear, so it looks like they might still be okay to race there. Ibrahim now, however, he is up into first place, Miko Nasi in second, Iman Danish right up into third place with Ilham in fourth, Saiful in fifth, Teguh Jan in sixth, Teguh Izan in seventh, Freddie in eighth, Ruben in ninth, and Aaron Lim in 10th.
Macam aku cakap, Ibrahim nombor 1, Miko di kerukan kedua. Sekarang ni strategi berpasukan sangat-sangat penting. Nanti kita tengok Miko akan cuba mengawal kedudukan dan cuba, orang kata, yelah strategi pasukan. Kita tengok je lah.
Yeah.
Ini dia Teguh Izan Lee daripada URT Pink, antara jentera yang selalu menarik perhatian kita dengan dekelnya yang cute.
I think it's safe to say that Teguh Izan Lee wins all the meme points for his livery this season with the Hello Kitty livery on those cars. We know that most people will refer to an MX-5 as a bit of a girl's hairdresser car, but still, no need to paint one pink. It's a nice color scheme. Not getting don't get me wrong.
Tapi senang nak ingat tau. Ingat pink, ingat Teguh Izan.
Yeah, itu dia. And they've also color coded the cars slightly differently. So I believe Freddie is also a teammate of Teguh Izan, and they're slightly different shades of pink. So if you notice those 2 cars side by side, one is a matte, bright pink, and the other one is a slightly more subdued, almost purpley color, as you can see there in the background. So very easy to spot those 2 drivers and the difference between the 2 of them. Right now, Iman Danish is in a bit of a sandwich. He's got 2 Toda racing cars behind him and 2 Full Focus Racing cars up ahead, so he's under a lot of pressure to try and either keep overtaking cars up ahead or try and defend from the cars behind. He's going to do both practically throughout the course of the race here. But Ibrahim from Miko, it looks like Iman Danish was trying to go for a look on the inside there, decides that discretion is the better part of valor through that particular section there. But a much calmer start from there's a contact there between Iman Danish and Ilham Halabi, which slowed the field right down. This could go into the advantage of all the drivers behind them. Saif Arifin has taken the initiative to get past Ilham Halabi there, but Teguh Izan, Teguh Jan, and Freddie have closed right up to the back of Ilham Halabi.
Dia punya grip dia, aku tengok dah jadi macam grip berpasukan. Full focus kat depan, lepas tu Todak dekat kelompok kedua, lepas tu tim URT pula. Macam sebelum ni, minggu lepas banyak pecah-pecah. Minggu ni dia berpasukan balik.
Ya, tapi nampaknya macam situasi sudah jadi semakin rumit because of that mistake at the sharp right-hander there. All the other drivers were able to catch up to the back of Ilham Halabi and Saiful Arifin. So this really has made things complicated. Izan's managed to get through, and it looks like Freddie Ang is going to try and go around the outside of Teguh Jan. Let's see if he's able to get that move done. Meanwhile, the two Toda racing cars are side by side as well. They briefly just almost lock up the wheels there. The cars are going side by side all the way through there, and looks like Teguh Izan's managed to slide his way through the field there. He's gotten through 3, 4, I believe almost 5 cars to try and get himself up into 4th place, and now he's battling with Iman Danish to try and get into that podium position. So Teguh Izan really on a charge.
Ya, go Teguh Izan. Dan sementara itu Iman Danish, jangan lupa Iman Danish berada di tempat ketiga sekarang ni. Bukan kaleng-kaleng.
So yeah, Teguh Izan, a lot of experience in GT and touring cars in the real world, and a lot of experience in sim as well. Iman Danish, one of our younger drivers. A little bit of contact there. There's a bit of contact behind there. A lot of the drivers, this is the concertina effect that happens here quite often when the drivers begin to slow down in front of him, and then they begin to close up. The braking distances shrink to nothing, and it sets it all off there. Teguh Izan, he was battling for the podium positions. Now he's dropped down to 10th place. So the situation out there is very fluid, and it's changing all the time.
Kini Teguh Izan Lee jatuh beberapa anak tangga dan kini berada di kedudukan yang ke-11 di pusingan yang ke-4 sekarang ini.
Yeah, and we've got the race stewards now on call. Lap 1, turn 2 incident under investigation. So the incident at the start of the race there with the 3 drivers going off. The stewards are now having a look at that. That would be interesting to see what they have to say on that particular issue. But for now, Ibrahim and Biko are in the lead. Biko is actually quite close behind, 0.3 seconds there, but they've broken away because of all that infighting between all of the other drivers, and that they were trying to fight for position. They've lost so much time that these 2 guys have managed to drive away with the field. The rest of the field, however, are still attacking. They're still in maximum attack mode, and the driving is almost like NASCAR.
Baik, full focus tu jauh sangat tu ke depan tu.
Itulah boleh dikirakan dia orang dapat melepasi semua orang lain. Bila orang lain semua dah start cuba battle satu sama lain, itulah peluang dia orang untuk cuba melari.
Betul. Apabila berlaku kacau bilau di bahagian belakang, membuatkan dia orang ni macam slow sikit. So membolehkan kelompok hadapan ni selesa jauh ke depan.
Ya, tapi sekarang kita ada 2 kenderaan Todak. We have got 2 Todak cars, but from 2 different teams, Todak Racing and Todak Motorsports. They now have the job of trying to catch up with Ibrahim and Miko. They're 4.8 seconds up the road. It's going to be a big ask, but for Iman Danish and Ilham Labi, they're going to really have to put their foot flat to the floor to try and catch up with the front runners. But from this point of view, it looks like Full Focus Racing. They're determined to try and tie up the championship right here, right now, and they're definitely pushing those cars as hard as possible in order to try and guarantee that they can seal up the championship before the final round.
Ini dah tuan-tuan, Miko Nasi antara kita punya panel jemputan ini kita tempoh hari. Daripada pasukan Full Focus Racing. Belum meluar bukan belum Malaysia
Daripada Finland.
Daripada Finland, dia bergandingan hebat dengan seorang lagi pelumba muda yang sangat hebat, Muhammad Ibrahim. Tengok ni baik, jauh baik. Nombor 1, nombor 2 ni jauh baik. Apa jadi ni? Ini dah Tunku Izan ni terpapas.
Tunku Izan who's big crash there.
Barai baik.
Not too sure what happened there with Tunku Izan's car. It looks like it was some failure or something like that, but looks like there was a bit of contact with the KSS gaming car. That is Kilvinder Singh. Car goes off the track. He's desperately trying to keep that car in a straight line, and
boom.
It looks like he's crashed into another URT car quite heavily there, and another URT car has ended up into the back of Ezanle. So that's his race over and out.
Tapi betul, kalau kereta ni kalau dah terbabas kat atas rumput tu memang bukan senang nak control balik baik.
Yeah, that is true. It is quite hard to control the car, but it does look like he was trying to perhaps maybe rejoin or trying to find a way to keep the speed up on the car when he was rejoining, but he just got a bit too far behind, and that caused that incident there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of review taking place after the race on that one as well. But Ilham Labi and Iman Danish fighting there for 3rd and 4th position. Meanwhile, the battle at the back of the field there, this entire midfield battle, well, it's yet again another standard, spectacular adrenaline impact midfield battle. Saiful Arifin trying to claw his way back past. He's gone past Aslan Manap there. Now he's trying desperately hard to catch up with Faiz and Kilvinder up ahead.
Pusingan yang ke-6 sekarang ini, dan dapat kita saksikan perebutan tempat ke-8 di antara Faiz, Saiful dan juga Azlan. Sekarang ini Azlan cuba mengejar Saiful Arifin daripada Todak Racing.
Itu dia, Saiful Arifin, number 6, 8, 9. He was battling up at the front of the field in the top 5. He's now down in 9th place. He's got a lot of work to try and get himself up the field. Meanwhile, the race stewards have reported that lap 5 turn 2 incident under investigation. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say in the post-race stewards review. But not too surprised that they decided to investigate that. It was a very strange incident, but we will see how that pans out. But Saiful Arifin, Kelvinder Singh and Faiz Aslan still battling quite hard with each other there now. He's behind Kelvinder. It's going to be a slipstream battle coming into turn 1. Let's see who manages to get out ahead on this particular occasion. It looks like Tuku Jan might have the upper hand coming in down into turn 1 there. But there is Shami Aizan around the outside. Tuku Jan on the inside. Kelvinder Singh just behind them, just about managing to squeeze through there. They're going side by side as close as you could possibly drive these cars. Looks like Shami Aizan goes down to second place. Tuku Jan goes up into 5th. And Kelvinder stays in 7th place. Saiful manages to get past Faiz in 8th.
Kita on board bersama Shami Aizan sekarang ini. Kimi daripada Hyperboost Taurus. Kita punya abang pilot kita. Abang pilot sebenar kapal terbang bukan je kereta pilot kapal terbang sebenar
So kalau siapa-siapa terjumpa Shami Aizan dalam Microsoft Flight Sim tu tak boleh marah sangat lah sebab dia betul-betul pilot.
Ya, itu dia. Cuba mengejar Tuku Jan di hadapan beliau.
Yeah, itu dia. So Shami Aizan now, he's got the job of trying to catch back up with Tuku Jan to try and get that position back again. Meanwhile, Kelvinder Singh and Saiful Arifin are waiting with bated breath behind. If these two drivers have any mistakes, well, the guys behind are really going to get into a position to try and take advantage of any mistakes. But it looks like Shami Aizan there, it's all looking fairly calm compared to the last lap going through there. But as you know, with the slipstream effect here, they're going to draft each other down the straight and we could see another position change.
Ya. Okey, baiklah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge round yang kelima pada malam ini. Sebentar tadi kita dah menyaksikan kelas amateur. Kali ini kita bawakan kepada anda pelumba-pelumba hebat di Malaysia. Anda sedang menyaksikan Pro Class sekarang ini.
Yeah, itu dia. Shami Aizan going around the outside of Tuku Jan and he just about makes that move stick. A very smooth, very quick move there from Shami Aizan, maximizing the mid-corner speed to try and get around the outside of Tuku Jan. Meanwhile, the man behind there, Kelvinder Singh, is getting really close to the back of Tuku Jan. This could be an excellent opportunity for Kelvinder Singh to try and make an overtaking maneuver going into Honda curve. We're riding on board with Shami Aizan. That's Tuku Jan Lay and that's Kelvinder Singh. Kelvinder is going to go on the inside and it looks like both drivers going to try and go around the inside of Shami Aizan around Honda curve. That's a fantastic double overtaking maneuver that Tuku Jan managed to pull off there. Kelvinder Singh didn't quite have the speed going into Siberia to make it work, but he's now all over the back of Shami Aizan. This could be another overtaking opportunity going up the hill. Let's see if Kelvinder is able to make that overtaking maneuver work with Shami Aizan.
Ya, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami bawakan yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju hanya untuk anda. Sekarang ni Kimi berada di kedudukan ke-6, berada di belakang Tuku Jan, cuba merapatkan ruang dan juga KSS Gaming mengejar di belakang beliau. Kelvinder Singh. Kelvinder tadi masa adventure class dia banyak chat dengan kita, sekarang dia tak boleh nak chat lah, dia tengah race.
Itu dia, mungkin dia tak confident lagi untuk text while racing macam Lloyd.
Sebelum ni masa race dia boleh text dia dia pakai voice lah.
Tak Lloyd,
Text.
text.
Text gila lah, tengah race boleh text lagi. Okay, kedudukan tempat kelima sekarang ni Kimi Shami Aizan, jentera berumur 404 daripada Hyperboost Taurus, cuba mengejar Ilham Halabi yang berada di hadapan beliau dan perebutan sangat-sangat sangat-sangat perebutan tempat kelima.
Tapi nampaknya macam ada sebuah kereta yang terkeluar track. Itu that's Saiful Arifin. Saiful Arifin has gone off the track there at turn 2. I'm not too sure what happened there. We're watching Saiful Arifin here going through turn 2 there. He looks like he just gets the car a little bit sideways. Not too sure if there was contact or if there was anything else. Just misses the marshal's post there and manages to collect that up. Well held. Bit of car control there from Saiful Arifin. He makes sure he's off the racing line and he is away again. That's going to make Saiful's race just a little bit harder from his position. So now he's really going to have to step his game up to try and catch up with the guys up ahead. But right now, this battle between Shami Aizan and Tuku Jan is still heating up. Beautiful, clean battling so far between these two drivers at the very least. going side by side through the final two corners there. To the top of the hill there. And Shami Azan's going to go into the inside there. Will he be able to close up from Tukujan? Tukujan still around the outside. They're both going to get on the throttle as hard as possible. Tukujan manages to get the exit out of the corner there. So Shami Azan, his next opportunity is going to be to try and draft Tukujan going into turn 1. Let's see if he can do that.
Okey, telah pun memasuki pusingan yang ke-10 dan sekarang ini kedudukan masih lagi tidak berubah, yang mana Ibrahim dan juga Miko berada di hadapan, dan sekarang ini kita bersama dengan Sami Aizan di kedudukan kelima, perebutan tempat kelima di antara Kimi cuba mengejar Ilham Halabi di hadapan beliau, manakala Tukujan masih lagi cuba mengejar Sami Aizan yang berada di hadapan beliau.
Yeah, that's right. And Shami Aizan managed to make another one of those classic overtaking maneuvers around the outside of turn 1 going into turn 2. So that really, this battle really is hotting up quite a bit there. And we see that Aslan and Michael have joined up to the back of this battle as well. So they're in a prime position should anything happen. Like I said earlier on in the broadcast, the positions in the midfield pack for this race appear to be very, very fluid indeed. But for now, it's still, as we go through lap 10, Ibrahim still out there in the lead with Miko Nasi in second place. Iman Danish is in third, 11.2 seconds behind, with Ilham Halabi in fourth place, 0.5 seconds behind there. So there's a battle for third and fourth place. Shami Aizan is 3.8 seconds behind Ilham, with Tukujan, Aslan, Maichel Faiz, and Azam all in their respective battles. Right now we're looking at the battle between Khalif and Taki for 15th, 14th place, and it just goes to show these drivers are pushing as hard as possible all throughout the race, whether they're in the top positions or at the bottom. These guys love to race. They really love to get their teeth into this sort of stuff. Jezrin Jali is also looking for an opportunity to try and get past. It looks like he's going to try and go around the inside of Taki. Taki goes a little bit wide, and that's one car, two cars. Will it be three cars going through there? Taki is now side by side with Ayman. He's desperate to try and stop the bleeding at this point, but Ayman also tries to go around the outside. He'll be on the inside for the next corner there, and it looks like Ayman is also going to go ahead in the race. So Taki from 14th all the way down to 19th place. That's gotta hurt. But the cars are close enough that he can draft and to try and get those positions back. Jay Chong and Jazrin Jali, if you remember, these guys were the guys that were involved in that first lap incident. So they're trying to fight their way through the field. They're still, I believe, on the lead lap. So they do have a chance at still scoring some decent points if they keep the cars running and they keep pushing forwards, overtaking the cars up ahead.
Itu dia Auto House FCR Performance saudara Jazrin Jali, jentera nombor 81 sekarang ini dikejar rapat oleh Aiman.
Ya, tahukah anda yang Auto House FCR Performance sebenarnya gabungan dua tim daripada MSF masuk ke dalam dunia sim racing. Okey,
tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda telah pun memasuki pusingan ke-8 ke-11 sekarang ini di Pro Class XOX Esports Challenge round yang kelima pada malam ini. Telah pun memasuki pusingan ke-11 dan kita ada berbaki beberapa minit saja lagi sebelum perlombaan ini ditamatkan. Dan sekarang ini kedudukan masih lagi tidak berubah, yang mana full fokus masih lagi berada di kelompok hadapan daripada Ibrahim dan juga Miko, selesa berada di kedudukan pertama dan juga tempat kedua, manakala Iman Danish di kedudukan ketiga. Sekarang ini Jazrin Jadi di kedudukan ke-16, perebutan tempat ke-15 cuba mengejar Kevin Ha di hadapan beliau. Ini dah berkulasi full focus racing.
So yeah, we saw that the message, the stewards are investigating that incident with Saiful Arifin and car 420 at lap 9. I believe that is also Faiz Azlan. So again, quite a lot of work for the stewards this evening. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. They'll definitely be working late into the night to make sure that they get those adjudicated in the proper manner there. But Ilham Halabi, he's in fourth place, still battling with Iman Danish there. Ilham Halabi with, wow, over 10 years of experience in sim racing. And Iman Danish, again, 14-year-old, very young, but definitely making his mark in sim racing, doing very well for himself here. and definitely perhaps a star of the future.
Ya, itu tuan-tuan dan puan, Ilham Halabi daripada Todak, pasukan Todak. Untuk makluman anda, di dalam Pro Class ini ada beberapa pecahan Todak juga, Todak Motorsport, Todak Racing dan juga beberapa pasukan lagi sama seperti URT. Okey, lap yang ke-12 sekarang ini. Ini pasukan sama
Yep. Ilham Labidi berada di dalam pasukan Todak Racing dan kalau tak silap Iman Danish dalam Todak Motorsport. So boleh dalam squad yang sama tetapi pasukan sebab di dalam XOX Esports Challenge hanya 2 pemandu di dalam satu pasukan, so dia punya pecahan-pecahan dia untuk bagi spread points kan.
Ya. Majil Hafiz daripada Todak Motorsport. Ini pun salah satu daripada tim Todak.
Ni boleh dikirakan bukan big boss tapi little boss dalam Todak Motorsports ni, dan dia yang kalau tak silap saya antara pecahan dia yang organisekan pecahan-pecahan pasukan Todak ni. So Majil Hafiz was the brains behind the operation with the driver pairing and all the rest of that sort of stuff and organising all of that. Things there. Big sideways moment there from the car up ahead, which is Tuku Jan. Tuku Jan had that big sideways moment. Perhaps he's still in with a shout for that sideways challenge, but he managed to keep the car going in a straight line. But Aslan is going to go side by side, going through in the inside here. But Tuku Jan easily covering him off there. But no, he goes wide. Wide. There's a bit of contact there, but it looks like Aslan managed to actually rescue that move from the jaws of defeat. Impact there. It looks like both drivers got into the corner just a little bit too hot there, but Tukujan had nowhere to go. He was very sideways there, and that wheel doesn't look to be very well.
Okey, satu insiden sebentar ni dari Tukujan ni berada di kedudukan ke-7 sekarang ni. Cuba mengejar Majil Hafiz yang berada di hadapan beliau sekarang ni. Okey, kedudukan sekarang ni Ibrahim tempat pertama, Miko tempat kedua, Iman Danish tempat ketiga, Ilham Halabi tempat keempat, Kimi tempat kelima, Majil ke-6, Jan ke-7. Okey, padawan salah seorang pelumba kita, padawan SRCA, Faiz Izlan, jentera bernombor 420 perebutan tempat ke-9 sekarang ni, cuba mengejar wicket di hadapan beliau.
Wicket low for the 1XOX TKKR team right now, chasing after Saiful Arifin. Faiz Aslan is at the back. Now Faiz has an opportunity here. I was going to say he has an opportunity if all 3 cars stay in the straight line to try and overtake everyone, but it looks like now Faiz Aslan has to use a bit of side drafting to try and get past wicket low. Then he's going to try and tuck in behind Saiful Arifin to try and make that overtaking maneuver stick. But wicket low just covers off the inside there, and it looks like Faiz Aslan not quite able to make that overtaking maneuver work. But this battle, I suspect, is going to go on for quite some time to come. 24 minutes have passed. We're into the final minute of the race. It looks like it's going to be a 14-lap race. But right now, Ibrahim comfortably ahead of Ibrahim and Miko comfortably ahead at the front of the field there. We'll see if these guys will use that 14-second advantage to see if they can save a lap. Because of course, it's a time-based race, so they can now be in a position where they can slow down and only do 14 laps instead of 15.
Ya, bagusnya full focus racing ni diorang dah berada di hadapan. So diorang hanya perlu pastikan jentera mereka tak tersasar daripada landasan. So itulah kelebihan dia. Diorang ni tak ada pressure langsung. So diorang dah jauh berada kat depan tu.
So we'll see if there's any backing off and holding of positions as they go across the line. 10 seconds to go. They'll be thinking about it. But it looks like they're going to go for it. They're going to give us one more lap of total domination there. This will be the white flag lap, the last lap of the race. And the checkered flag will wait for them one more time. Perhaps just wanting to do a lap of honor there, because by my calculations, they should have sewn up the title. So congratulations to those guys. Of course, unofficially on the back of this envelope I have here. But it does appear to me that those guys are in, if not clinched the title, but very, very close to clinching it. Ilham Halabi now in 4th place, still trying to find a way around Iman Danish. Again, a 14-second advantage between the full focus cars and Iman Danish right now. He's got a lot of pressure behind him, with Ilham Halabi trying desperately hard to try and find a way past. Of course, Ilham really wants that third place position to salvage something from this race. But those two drivers are still motoring along in fourth and fifth, with Michael now up into sixth place. He's managed to get past Tuku Jan. We didn't quite catch that, but Shame Aizan was in fifth, Maicha was in sixth, and Tuku Jan in seventh place. So this battle is still going on, and it looks like Maicha Haf is managing to make his way past Tuku Jan. So that is an interesting little development, as well as this battle here between Wikit Low and Faiz Aslan still going on quite a bit as well. But it looks like going around the final corner here, it's going to be Muhammad Ibrahim of Full Focus Racing leading a Full Focus Racing 1-2. It's Ibrahim from Miko going across the line.
Yeah, itu dia tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, satu persembahan hebat yang diberikan oleh para pelumba kita untuk round yang kelima pada malam ini. Tahniah kepada para pemenang.
Yes, and it looks like the battle for third place is going to go to Iman Danish, with Ilham Labi in fourth position. Shame Aizan comes across the line in fifth. Michael not quite able to catch up to Shame Aizan. Tuku Jan comes home in seventh place. Saiful Arifin in eighth, a little bit disappointed from I'm sure he will be a little bit disappointed with that result, but perhaps the best he could do for the course of the race. This side-by-side battle is still going on now. That's Azam just ahead of Aslan. So
Yeah.
very, very close photo finish there, perhaps set up just a little bit there, but fantastic stuff. In any case there. Jasrul Jali comes home in 15th place, with Muhammad Afif in 16th place, Khalif in 17th, Taki in 18th, and yeah, absolutely interesting race there, and congratulations to the top runners there. I believe now Full Focus Racing are the Pro Class Teams champion.
Ya, tahniah kepada para pemenang, tahniah kepada semua pelumba.
Itu dia. So Tuku Zanle there in 25th place. He decides to go out to try and complete a lap to try and finish the race officially, whilst Kelvinder, unfortunately, his car is down and out in the pits. He's 5 laps down. It looks like he may have had some terminal issues there, but Tuku Zanle finally lives over across the line. The mechanics managing to patch that car up so that he can finish round 5.
Ya. Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda seperti telah menyaksikan perlumbaan terhebat daripada yang kami bawakan di XOX Esports Challenge pada malam ini. Kan aku dah cakap, kami bawakan yang terpadu, yang terlaju je, hanya untuk anda. Korang duduk rumah diam-diam, kami bawakan persembahan yang terpower hanya untuk anda. Ini dia race result. Silakan Max.
So in first place is Muhammad Ibrahim for Full Focus Racing. 0.1 seconds away was Miko Nasi in a perfect formation across the line there in second. Also for Full Focus Racing. This result means that they are going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to beat for the Pro Class honours. Iman Danish is in third place for Todak Motorsports. Well-deserved podium position there from Iman. Ilham Halabi in fourth, with Shami Aizan in fifth. Macha Hafiz in 6th, Tuku Jan Lay in 7th, Saiful Arifin in 8th, Faiz Aslan in 9th, and Wicked Low in 10th place.
Ya, tahniah kepada semua pemenang.
Absolutely. Further on down, you can see that the battle between Azam Azni and Aslan Manap was decided by 8 tenths of a second at the end. Sorry, 800ths of a second at the end. So very, very close indeed between the two teammates from Padawan SRC B. Freddie Ang is in 13th, Ayman Zube in 14th, Jezrin Jali, one of the drivers involved in that first lap incident there, in 15th place. Muhammad Afif aka Taichi Yagami in 16th, with Calvin Ha in 17th, followed by Taki, Khalif, Chung, Ruben, Lim, Nazmi, Kelvinder, Izan, and Dominic. For those of you who are wondering about Dominic Ang, unfortunately, he was not able to take the start of the race. So mungkin ada masalah kepada SIM ataupun PC yang maksudkan yang Dominic Ang terpaksa berundur sebelum start.
Ya, itu dia. Dominic Ang daripada tim URT sebentar tadi.
Yeah. So we're going to try and get a hold of the Full Focus Racing guys and have a quick chat with the drivers there. Mohammed Ibrahim and Miko Nasi. A well-deserved win for those two drivers. So good evening, Miko. I guess the pep talk worked.
Hey, yeah, that was for me at least. That was a fairly chill race. Luckily the guys behind messed up a little bit, so everything went according to plan.
Yeah, I was going to ask yourself and Ibrahim as well. You definitely took advantage of the melee that sort of happened in the first lap there, and you guys just sort of drove away. Was there any sort of tactics being discussed between the two of you, or was it just a case of head down and foot to the floor?
Well, yeah, before the race we just said no risks, and I said I'm happy to follow as well. Ibrahim has crazy pace, so it's easy to follow there in the slipstream.
Awesome stuff. So over to Ibrahim. It's another race win for you. You must be feeling quite pumped for the final round of the championship.
Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, it was a good win. It was quite tight for me because I was tight on fuel, so I had to back off the last few laps. So it was a bit of tense moment for me. So it was quite good though. So I'm looking forward to the last round as well.
Absolutely. And I believe, although I could be wrong on this, and if anybody has done the math, do leave a comment down in the chat box below. But I believe this means that it's virtually impossible for you guys to be beaten in the Pro Class Championship. You've basically sewn up the Teams Championship at this point.
Yeah, that's what I just decided without doing the math. Hopefully my guesstimate is correct. So yeah, that was the main goal I think for this race.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how do you guys feel having clinched the championship?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you two. Absolutely a well-deserved 1-2 there. I think it's safe to say that you guys dominated this race today. It looked easy, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't it?
It was easy for Miko, but not for me.
That's all right. I've always been a strong advocate of if you don't have the pace, just get your quicker teammate to tow you. Works out better that way.
Max. Jap, tanya dekat Miko dia. Miko memang sengaja tak nak potong Ibrahim ke ataupun macam mana? Cuba tanya jap kat Miko.
Boleh lah.
So, I mean, like Bob said, it was definitely a case of you choosing not to overtake instead of any.
Yeah, I was going to. I basically agreed that I'd try to slipstream and pass the line on the last lap. Nothing more crazy than that. But then when he started having the fuel issues, I pretty much decided to just chill behind. And if he happened to sputter 100 meters before the line, then I'd go past, but not otherwise.
All right, so it's nice to see a bit of a gentlemanly sort of conduct. I've got a feeling you two would work well for future seasons, wouldn't you?
Yep, it's good teamwork.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any plans for you guys to do any other racing apart from the XOX thing? Any endurance races planned for you guys, maybe?
We'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, I'll be doing the VCO championship and I think the SCO championship as well. So yeah,
nice.
those two.
So yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on and sharing it. I wish I could give you two a bottle of champagne, but unfortunately, A, MCO, and B, we don't have the money.
Thanks very much for the show, guys. Awesome as always.
Yeah, and thanks to you guys for giving us an absolutely fantastic show. Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks everyone.
Tanya.
Alrighty, so that's going to be it for us this evening, but do stay tuned because the giveaway is right after this. But for now, all that remains for me to say is to thank our media partner, Galeri Kereta, thank XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Estremo Oil of Italy, our sponsors. Thanks to Miko Nasi and Mohammed Ibrahim for agreeing to appear on the stream. It's been nice chatting to you guys. I could feel the satisfaction coming off you two. And yeah, sorry.
Okay, itu je Max
Yep. And okay, so terima kasih kepada Bob and to
Yeah,
our
sama-sama.
director Kara Alang. Thanks a lot. We are going to head off now, but do stay tuned. We're going to hand it over to ZR.
Jangan keluar live ni lagi sebab race pun dah habis daripada kategori amatur, kategori profesional pun dah habis. So tahniahlah kepada pelumba driver kita Muhammad Ibrahim menang lagi sekali Hari tu round 4 dia menang, round 5 dia menang. Bagi kategori amatur Kamal Ali sama juga. Round 4 dia menang, round 5 dia menang. Okay. So tapi jangan putus asa, yang tak menang tu jangan putus asa sebab kita ada final round, last round kita untuk next week guys. So korang yang kat rumah ni minta join live kita untuk next week guys. Okay. So tahniah lagi sekali saya ucapkan kepada pelumba-pelumba bagi iRacing XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Alright. So guys, korang jangan tidur lagi. Korang relax dulu sebab kejap je lagi kita akan buat sesi lucky draw. So malam ni kita ada 10 hadiah menarik daripada One XOX guys. So siapa yang akan bawa balik Oppo A93 headset gaming dan SIM card One XOX? So kita tak tahu kan? So kita tak tahu. Tapi kalau korang dah ikut syarat kita yang saya bagi tadi, sebentar tadi, and then korang dah jawab soalan, korang dah share, korang dah follow 4 page XOX, One XOX, TKKR Racing Team dan juga Adrenaline Impact. So korang, nama korang saya dah shortlist. Nama korang yang dah jawab soalan dengan betul dan ikut syarat kita dalam kotak ajaib ni. So nama korang dalam kotak ajaib ni guys. So bila-bila masa je kita akan buat lucky draw. So minta korang tunggu guys, saya minta korang tunggu Okay, so kita recap balik lah, recap balik hadiah-hadiah kita untuk malam ni. So seperti biasa kita ada 5 pemenang yang akan bawa balik SIM card One XOX berserta 10GB data. Dan kita juga ada 3 pemenang yang akan bawa balik SIM card One XOX juga. Tapi yang ni special sikit, yang ni kita bagi plan black One XOX B59 plus 3 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. So 3 bulan korang tak payah fikir apa-apa. Korang pakai je, enjoy je unlimited call ke seluruh rangkaian dan juga fast internet daripada One XOX. And then kita ada 2 hadiah utama 2 hadiah utama. Kita ada headset gaming daripada T-Series dan Altic 5. Lepas tu kita ada Oppo A93 Oppo A93 berserta SIM card One XOX B59 Black plus 6 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh XOX One XOX guys. Okay, so yang ni 6 bulan lagi menarik. So lagi lama guys, separuh tahun. So bulan ke-7 baru korang bayar bil. So menarik kan. So kita tak nak buang masa. So korang pun tak sabar nama korang yang akan dicabut sebentar lagi. So minta tolong spam love dengan like sebanyak-banyak sementara saya nak cabut ni. Okay, so kita nak buang masa. Kita cabut sekarang Allahu Akbar. Tak ada benda pun. Okay, kita gaul guys. Kita gaul. Yang ni saya akan cabut nama untuk 5 pemenang yang akan bawa balik SIM card One XOX berserta 10GB data guys. Okay, so pemenang pertama. Pemenang pertama kita ada Deep Akil guys. Deep Akil. So minta Deep Akil komen saya ke apa ke, at least ada kita nampak dia masih ada kat live kita lagi. Okay, pemenang kedua kita gaul guys. Alright, so kita dah ada pemenang banyaknya. Pemenang kedua Shahnum M Ali. Dia punya ejaan Shahnum M jarak ALY Ali. Alright. So pemenang kedua. Pemenang ketiga. So minta komen siapa yang nama saya sebut ni, minta korang komen yang mengatakan korang ada lagi kat live kita ni. Okay. So pemenang ketiga. Alright. So pemenang ketiga Lan Bokbon PSS PGM. Bukan Persatuan Sabit Bulan Sabit Alright. Pemenang keempat. Alright, kita gaul guys. Okay, dah ada. Pemenang keempat Eddie Adrian. Alright. Pemenang kelima, last pemenang bagi SIM card One XOX berserta 10GB guys Alright, pemenang kelima guys. Okay. So pemenang kelima Ashley Chua. Itu Kevin Chua. Kali ni Ashley Chua. Alright. So yang ni 5 orang ni yang akan bawa balik SIM card kita berserta 10GB data. Okey, kalau korang nak tahu 10GB data ni, korang boleh manage tau data korang. So bulan ni korang boleh pakai tak kisah korang manage nak pakai 1GB ke, bulan depan nak pakai 1GB ke, korang boleh manage sendiri. Serius saya cakap, korang boleh manage sendiri yang 10GB data ni guys. Okey, so kejap lagi director kita akan keluarkan nama pemenang di skrin. Tak ada? Tak ada ke? Pemenang nama di skrin, ataupun kita akan teruskan untuk 3 pemenang bagi yang akan bawa balik SIM card B59 berserta plus 3 bulan bil percuma. Okey. So tak ada. Hari ni tak ada. So kita teruskan. Teruskan cabut 3 nama pemenang Okey, 3 nama pemenang. 3 nama pemenang. Okey. So 3 nama pemenang. Pemenang pertama, Muhammad Asri. Yang ni untuk B59 plus 3 bulan bil percuma guys, yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. Okey, ni pemenang pertama. Pemenang kedua. Alright, pemenang kedua. Kita gaul guys, kita gaul lama sikit. Okey. So pemenang kedua, Muhammad Nazmi Muhammad Mazli. Ni pemenang kedua. And then pemenang ketiga. Alright. Okey guys, kita gaul sikit. Okey. So pemenang ketiga, Tengku Isyad. Okey, yang 3 nama saya sebut tadi ni, so diorang akan bawa balik SIM card kita, SIM card One XOX yang plan B59 plus 3 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. Okey? So tahniah kepada 5, 6, 7, 8 pemenang SIM card One XOX ni guys. Okey, so tapi jangan risau lagi, kita masih ada 2 hadiah utama guys. Kita ada masih 2 hadiah utama. Kita ada headset gaming, kita ada Oppo A93 guys. So siapa yang akan bawa balik headset gaming dan handphone Oppo A93 ni? So tak nak buang masa, kita teruskan cabut nama diorang guys. So siapa yang bertuah guys? Untuk headset gaming T-Series Arctic 5. Okey, kita gaul guys, lama sikit. Okey, alright. So dah ada. Nama dia Azan Aja. Yang ni yang akan bawa balik headset gaming Kalau korang tengok dekat sebelah saya ada headset gaming. Yang macam tu lah. Headset gaming daripada T-Series Arctic 5. Azan Aja, tahniah. Okey, so hadiah last hadiah kita untuk malam ni, Oppo A93 berserta plan SIM card kita B59 plus 6 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. Okey, so kita tak nak buang masa, kita teruskan guys. Okey, kita teruskan. Kita gaul lama sikit guys. Siapa yang bertuah untuk malam ni guys? So kita saksikan nama dia Alright. So nama dia Fatini Suhimi. Ya, kalau korang boleh tengok dekat ni skrin ni, kat video live ni, ni Fatini Suhimi. Ni yang akan bawa balik Oppo A93 berserta SIM card One XOX B59 plus 6 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggung oleh One XOX. So tahniah kepada semua pemenang. Tahniah. Oh, malam ni tak ada tepuk Ya, baru dah. Okay, so alright. Okay, kita recap balik winner So ni 5 winner. Kejap. So 5 winner, 5 pemenang yang akan saya akan bagi tahu yang 5 pemenang yang akan bawa balik SIM card SIM card One XOX serta 10GB data. Tu nama dia Deep Akil. Siapa tu? Tak nampak lah. Siapa tu? Korang boleh tengok sendiri lah. Saya rabun jauh guys. Wah, ni ada nama ni. Kita boleh tengok sendiri. Kita ada Lad Bokbon, kita ada Adrian, Syahanom M. Ali, Ashley Chua, Deep Akil. Ni yang akan bawa balik 5 SIM card One XOX berserta 10GB data. 5 pemenang Tahniah kepada 5 pemenang. Okey, so kita teruskan. Kita recap balik pemenang yang akan bawa balik SIM card One XOX B59 plus 3 bulan bil percuma yang akan ditanggungkan oleh One XOX So nama dia Tengku Irsyad, Muhammad Asri, Muhammad Nazmi, Muhammad Mazli. Ya, tahniah. Tahniah guys. Tahniah guys. Oh, don't marah. Okay, so hadiah utama bagi Hashtag Gaming T-Series. Okay, siapa nama dia? Azan Ajar. Ya, Azan Ajar. Tahniah. Alright. So yang untuk Oppo A93 pula, nama pemenang dia Fatini Suhimi. Tahniah lagi sekali saya ucapkan guys Alright. So, tak semangat lah guys. Come on lah. Woo! Tapi yang tak menang tu jangan putus asa sebab kita ada final round untuk next week. Hari Ahad guys. Hari Ahad. Okay guys. So yang nama-nama yang saya sebut sebentar tadi tu, nama pemenang yang ada kat screen tadi tu, korang boleh PM direct di page One XOX. Korang bagi detail korang, nombor telefon korang, alamat korang, nama korang. So kita dari pihak One XOX akan contact korang sendiri. So minta korang DM page di page One XOX. Tu ada kat bawah tu guys. Ada kat bawah tu FB kita tu. So korang minta bagi detail nombor phone and then alamat, nama sekali sertakan nama sekali. Kata saya menang. Saya menang apa? SIM card ke, saya menang Oppo ke, saya menang headset. Korang kena nyatakan sekali Alright. So tahniah. Yang tak menang jangan putus asa, jangan terjun katil guys. Sebab kita akan ada final round next week. Jam 8 malam guys hari Ahad seperti biasa hari Ahad di Laguna Seca, USA. Pada 7 Februari 2021 jam 8 malam. So guys, minta viewers kita malam ni join untuk next week Jangan korang tak join, rugi sebab hadiah dia lagi menarik guys. Hadiah dia lain macam sikit untuk next week. So minta korang join Alright, so apa-apa pun kita pun dah di penghujung rancangan. So apa-apa pun saya minta korang semua stay safe lah. Jangan keluar rumah suka hati Bila nak keluar rumah, bila perlukan lah. Nak beli barang keperluan ke, baru boleh keluar. Alright, jangan lupa pakai sanitizer dan juga face mask guys Alright. So kita dah habis kita dah nak habis dah ni. So guys, kita akan jumpa next week pada hari Ahad jam 8 malam guys So see you guys. Assalamualaikum. Saya Muhammad Zaiaz. Jumpa lagi minggu hadapan. Bye bye.